The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Stutter! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Welcome to the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat. He's on special assignment today, fellas. Toxic Table's here. Tone Diggs is here. Everybody's here. Football! Everybody but Pat is here. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat. Obviously, we have a huge football game tonight. Vikings taking on the Chargers. We know that's going to be a big one. Kirk Herbstreit will be out there on the call with Al Michaels. We'll talk to Kirk later in the second hour, but I think everybody knows there's been some breaking news in the NBA. All kinds of stuff floating around the internet. We don't know exactly what's happening. Let's take it to Kash Patel. He has a quick 1:40 press conference, I think, where he kind of describes exactly what might be going on.
To announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure.
Yeah, there you have it. You hear FBI Director Kash Patel kind of describing what has gone on with the different arrests and the allegations. And let's not make this guy wait any longer. Mr. Shams Charania, please join us right now. Shams, how's it going, buddy? What is, I guess, what did we just hear there? Are we just scratching the surface? And what have you heard over the last hour, I guess?
So this all started Jonte Porter. There was a group of other co-conspirators. That was a while ago, I believe last year. And ever since then, there's been an ongoing investigation. So today, 3 notable arrests were made. The first one, Chauncey Billups, the Portland Trailblazers head coach. He was just coaching in an NBA game last night in Portland against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was arrested at around 6 a.m. in Portland, Oregon. Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard. He was also arrested this morning at 6 a.m. in Orlando. And then Damon Jones also played in the NBA, was an assistant coach in the NBA. He was arrested this morning at 6 a.m. Rozier was involved with charges around sports betting, prop bets, giving information to conspirators that were gambling on games, hundreds of thousands of dollars, allegedly. Chauncey Billups was involved in allegedly illegal poker games and cheating and rigging on those poker games as part of a mob-tied affiliated situation. And Damon Jones is the one guy that was charged that had crossover with both. Not only the sports gambling, sports betting, providing information, insider information as Kash Patel and the FBI essentially have called it, two co-conspirators. And then he was also involved, allegedly, with the illegal poker games, cheating and rigging on those poker games with mafia ties. And so, obviously, this is seismic news around the NBA. Never have we seen an acting head coach be involved in a federal investigation and arrest like this. An active NBA player. We saw Jontay Porter was arrested and charged with gambling, sports betting, prop betting, and his involvement in that. But another active player now, Terry Rozier, involved in a similar case. He's obviously a much bigger name player than Jontay Porter. Jontay Porter was on a two-way contract. Terry Rozier has been on multiple, 40, 50, $90 million deals. Right now he's making $26 million. So some bookkeeping here. Chauncey Billups, I'm told, will be arraigned in Portland at 1 p.m. local time. Terry Rozier will be arraigned in Orlando at 2:30 p.m. So Chauncey Billups, 1 p.m. hour in Portland, 2:30 p.m. hour for Terry Rozier in Orlando. And so this is a case of, in Terry Rozier situation, it's insider trading is what they're alleging, as they have with Jontay Porter previously. This is obviously colossal news. The one guy, AJ, that we've spoken about on this show, it's come out, Malik Beasley, he's been a part of a federal investigation. He's part of an ongoing NBA investigation. He was not arrested today. His lawyer told me he has not been cooperating with federal authorities on Chauncey Billups, on Terry Rozier, meaning he is not involved in this group, whatever this investigation led to here, at least initially, 30-plus arrests. I'm told Malik Beasley is not involved in this situation. And so just some more bookkeeping there. But we'll see how much more comes of this, right? Like, this started as a 3, 4, 5-person group. It's now morphed into over 40. It has mob affiliation, mafia affiliation. And will there be more? Right now, there's over 30 today.
It feels like that you would assume there might be more. I mean, listen to Kash Patel in his press conference. But it's two different forms of illegal activity, right? I guess there's the point shaving, possibly allegedly whatever you're doing to manipulate a game, what players doing. But then also the illegal poker games where you're putting. They said there's X-ray machines, there's hidden cameras, there's things where they can read their hole cards that are face down. So who'd you say is the crossover there? And are these, how connected are these things?
Damon Jones is the one guy that's charged in both cases. Damon Jones involved allegedly in the illegal sports, the illegal sports gambling, providing information. Essentially, the way that Kash Patel, the FBI, have framed it is insider trading, insider information being given out. There was one alleged situation where Damon Jones let co-conspirators and others here gambling involved in an improper way that LeBron James was going to be sitting in a game against Milwaukee, and that, then obviously gamblers and bettors can then go bet on Milwaukee in that instance. So that's just one alleged situation that has been brought up in these indictments. These indictments are dozens and dozens of pages long, still going through them. And there are mentions of Chauncey Billups involved in at least one similar situation, but his biggest charge was the illegal poker, essentially cheating, rigging the poker games.
In a bunch of different states, right? Shams, wasn't it in multiple different states where these illegal poker games were happening, where they had devices and things, which I don't, maybe I'm naive, but if there's an illegal poker game, that's one thing, you're running that, but then there's more charges if you're cheating at an illegal poker game. I feel like that's almost like a moral situation.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah. I mean, again, we don't know the lengths of the evidence that is at hand here. We know what's in the documents. Was Chauncey Billups knowingly involved with the mafia, with the mob? It's been brought to me by some people here, is it possible to even unknowingly be involved in a improper, illegal poker game, essentially, where you're basically rigging a poker game? How can you unknowingly do that? Again, that's all for discussion. But the FBI, what their main charge with Chauncey Billups is the rigging of poker games. And so I believe I read it where these took place were New York, Manhattan area. But as Kash Patel said, there were, I want to say 11 states, he said, that all of this overall activity from sports betting to the illegal poker games, all of this ranged 11 states.
Boston Connor's got something for you, Shams.
Yeah, Shams, you said Malik Beasley still being investigated by the NBA and the FBI. Terry Rozier was investigated by the NBA last year, and the NBA has already said they had no idea.
They've been, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
I do want to make it clear here. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA. That's why he was playing in games. He was involved in games. He's been through an NBA investigation already. They took his phone, from my understanding, as part of that. He was cleared from that. His attorney even came out with that statement today. But that doesn't mean from a federal perspective he was cleared. So clearly, even though he wasn't mentioned as a formal target in that investigation, at least initially, he was charged here today. Clearly, he was arrested. He has an arrangement today at 2:30 in Orlando, but he was cleared by the NBA. That's why he was playing.
So with that being said, with the Malik Beasley situation, when they're still going into his entire situation and the FBI is going into their entire investigation, like what is the difference between those two? Just the FBI's resources and their ability to connect everything versus the NBA just looking at one specific situation?
The powers are large. I mean, you can talk to conspirators, you can talk to people that you feel like might be involved. They all have the ability, from a federal perspective, from a league perspective. There's an ability to go, even take evidence, right? Take a phone, take other surveillance material, laptops, etc. So that's all under the jurisdiction of definitely the federal realm, but even the league is able to potentially do that. They did that with Terry Rozier, and they cleared him. Malik Beasley's case, he was not arrested today. He was not taken into custody today as part of this federal investigation situation. Again, I'm not saying he will never be. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is he was not part of the 30-plus defendants in this sports, gaming, betting, illegal poker schemes, arrests ring today. And so the league's investigation has been ongoing. I reported a while ago that he wasn't mentioned as a target of the federal investigation, but the league's investigation has been ongoing into Malik Beasley, but he was not involved in this, and his attorney Steve Haney even told me he's not cooperating with the federal investigators about these two in particular, or three in particular, as far as Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups, and Terry Rozier.
Shams, did you have any idea of this before this morning? It seems like it's unbelievable how quiet this was until, bam, all of a sudden guys are arrested.
I'd gotten wind last night that there was going to be a press conference, and that Kash Patel, I'd been hearing over the last 24 hours, was actually a big name in all of this and someone that was taking a leading role in this investigation process. Obviously, this is, for Terry Rozier, he's been investigated for over 2 years now. This is something that's been going on since 2023. And so, that's local authorities, Eastern District of New York, but now Kash Patel, FBI involvement. I got wind of it last night. Obviously, the names and the specific reporting this morning.
So what's I guess, can you give us a little glimpse what your life looks like right now? I'm sure you're juggling a few things, talking to some sources all over the place. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's now it's all public. So everything that I've been working on since last night is now public information, and so now it's figuring out what's next, right? Portland Trailblazers. What is next with them? With
who coaches the team?
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
What's next with Terry Rozier as a player? He's under contract for $26 million. $26 million for Terry Rozier on the Heat salary cap. And what's the league's stance? How is the league addressing this? So there are multiple.
Are they going to have a presser? Is Silver going to have a presser or anything, Sean? So, are they going to? I assume they're going to have to address it publicly. Are they going to have make it a big thing?
To my knowledge, as of last night, there was not really this. I mean, there was no knowledge by Chauncey Billups, by Terry Rozier, by the league that these arrests were coming specifically. I didn't even have it fully confirmed until this morning. But now you're able to get a look at the indictments. They're going to be able to get a look at the press conference, talk to local authorities, talk to the federal authorities, and we're still waiting on the NBA, Portland, Miami. For statements and seeing how they're going to be handling it with their own players and coaches if you're Portland and Miami, but then as a league with the NBA.
All right, Shams, I know you got plenty to get to. You got your phone, going off the hook. So I appreciate you coming on, Shams, and we will look out for anything new.
I have a statement here right now.
Breaking.
I have a statement here right now. The NBA said they are reviewing the federal indictments announced today. Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups are being placed on immediate leave from their teams. And so we are going to be tweeting this out right now. But Chauncey Billups and Miami's Terry Rozier
got your sound on the
have been placed on immediate leave.
Great work, Sean.
Should you spell it right?
By the NBA.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's indefinite, I guess, until they get to the bottom, until they snoop around for a little bit, right, Shams?
Indictments today.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Or arraignments.
All right, Shams. Well, hey, we appreciate you. Let us know if you get any more breaking news straight from the sources. Let us know. We appreciate your time,
Thank you.
Shams.
I'll just read this whole statement. We're in the process of reviewing the federal indictments announced today. Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups are being placed on immediate leave from their teams, and we will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority. That's the NBA statement right now, delivered here.
Okay, Shams. So, yeah, it
Great
sounds
work,
like
Shams.
we're just
good work,
Shams.
investigative journalist, Shams. You're killing it, buddy. Really appreciate your time. We'll reach out to you again sometime in the near future, I am sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania.
Yeah, Shams.
So what did we learn there? What did we learn?
It sounds like there's very, very, very serious jail
There's a lot
time.
going on.
Like that's what it sounds like. If they're getting arraigned today at 1 o'clock and 2:30, and clearly,
So will we see him? Will that be on camera? Will we see him in front of the judge?
I don't know.
Depends on.
I would imagine it'll get
courtroom.
out there. I mean, I don't know.
Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the team right now.
Crazy.
Rozier's currently playing, like Sean said, making $26 million this year.
I mean, and
this is a big
coordinated.
deal. This is a really big deal.
especially for the NBA to have already cleared him once.
Yeah.
And now, so you wonder, are they going to make an example of him? How much more evidence came in? I mean, it's crazy. It really is
It's
crazy.
the one thing, like the NBA needs, I'm sure they want people to know, like these are separate situations, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Rigging in a legal poker game, that's one thing, but trying to manipulate a game by how you play or what you may do, schematically, that's another huge situation. Like that's the integrity of the game, right?
Yeah, and them going to court, this stuff will come out. They'll go on trial. It sounds like, at least, and who knows what does happen in the end. But with the NBA players being a big part of it, but then also the mob kind of mafia type.
You think
families.
it started they were investigating the mob for trying to get in on stuff,
chance.
and then they found out the players, all this, and then. Yeah, the players, also the poker games, and this is going on for 3-4 years, I heard.
I mean, you've seen it in movies and stuff like that, where they're investigating for one thing, and then another person shows up and they're like, "Oh, why is that?
I recognize that name
why
on
is
the
that
list."
person
Yeah,
here? Yeah. So I mean, obviously, it's all speculation until we. Find
Also,
out
the victims, though, I'm sure the victims could have reached out to the FBI, right? They said one victim was down $1.8, $1.7 million from these poker.
Could just be
You're thinking, man, every time I go, these guys seem to be reading my mind.
Yeah, 1 o'clock today and 2:30. I'm very interested to see what all comes out from what Sham said. Those are the times for Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, but it was clearly coordinated. I mean, if they all got arrested at 6 a.m. this morning, this is very, very much yeah, exactly. We got to get everybody. And we got to kind of make it public, because this is an example. You kind of have to set an example with how serious it is. And, who knows what happens. We'll find out later.
And that's why you assume that the hammer is going to drop, because anytime there's a coordinated thing like this where, multiple people, they have a bunch of evidence. They're you're not just going and knocking someone's door down at 6 a.m. and arresting 3 separate people unless you have your ducks in a row and oh, okay, we got these guys.
Dead to rights.
Let's see. I know Sham's mentioned somebody's lawyer on there.
Malik Beasley.
Beasley's lawyer, but let's see, when somebody else's lawyer comes out and stands in front of the camera and lets us know exactly.
I think it was Rozier's lawyer, Pablo Torre, reached out to them and got a statement from them and said that they're going to fight this. So yeah, the lawyers are getting out there.
Well, I think, like we said, this is just the beginning of all of this stuff. It's been a wild morning just hearing all this happen. I can't imagine. I don't know how they kept it quiet. I don't know how they were able to coordinate this. And like Sham said, so last night Shams had a pretty good idea something was coming, but he didn't know what. He didn't know who.
No.
Now we learn. Okay. Yeah. Somebody else, a couple other guys that aren't here today, but have filmed something and recorded something great that we didn't get to see yet.
Who's that?
You know what that is? A couple guys that used to hang out. A guy named AJ/AQ Shipley does In the Trenches. Darius J. Butler does Everything DB. Foxy, I think we got a nice little rendition of this, so try to pod that up, and here you go, guys.
Well. It is another incredible time of the week where we get a chance to see who are the fatzos that have been dominating better than the other big men on a football field. It is time to go in the trenches with the top 5 performing offensive lines out of Week 7 of the NFL season with AQ Shipley. AQ, who's the number 5 offensive line coming out of Week 7? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The New England Patriots, AQ.
New England Patriots. I think everybody in this office is going to be happy with this top 5 all day, but let's start with the New England Patriots. Let's take a look here. The left side, Hunter Henry starts with him. They send him in short motion, go back out, kick out. Look at the combo block.
Wow.
Look at the left side of the line. They revamped their line with 2 rookies, Campbell and Wilson, taking guys off the ball, creating big, gaping holes.
Now, I heard Will Campbell got small arms. How's he able to do what he's doing right now?
It's unbelievable how these scouts always get it wrong with the short arms.
Not always get it wrong. There's certainly some short-armed men who didn't make it in the NFL. Will Campbell is not one of those guys. He's a dog. He's a beast. What is it about this particular offense maybe that sets this offensive line up to have success? Or is it the offensive line that is setting up the offense to have success?
So let's start with the offensive line. 4 or 5 new starters from a year ago. They bring in 2 rookies on the left side, and they got Morgan Moses and Garrett Bradbury coming in as veteran free agents. So those 4 have been fantastic pickups. And they are very good at running the football when they have a fullback, when they have 2 tight ends, when they do what Josh McDaniels did under Tom Brady.
Yeah, and the
Josh McDaniels under Tom Brady. Okay, I understand what you're saying. You were a teammate of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You understand how it actually goes behind the scenes. Go ahead, Conrad.
Yeah, that would make sense. But also the one guy that AQ is mentioned, the 4 or 5, the one guy that is returning from that offensive line, he got paid because of how good he was at right guard, Mike Onwenu. And we moved him last year I wasn't on the staff, but they moved him on to right tackle. This year, he's back at right guard, and he has been nails all season long. For you, AQ, was there a difference in the looks that they got from, Tennessee? Because a lot of people on the internet, the coaches, myself included on the internet, were saying, we of course, we're saying, thank you, we're saying that like they were facing a lot of, 8-man boxes, 7-man boxes, and in this play, it's clearly a 7-man box, but was there less of that? Because teams are starting to respect Drake May a little more?
There is less because they respect what he can do passing the football, but also Josh McDaniels loves 2 tights, loves fullback, and what does that bring, D-Butt? Base defense. All the time. So whenever you get base defense, you're going to have 7 or 8 in the box. You're going to have a safety down. You're going to have all those things anytime you have 2 tights. But when they go in passing situations and now hand it off, it's clear 6-man boxes. They're not forcing Drake May to throw the ball in.
Is this New England's first time on here?
This is their first time on here, and this is the first time all season that they've ran the ball this well. I think this is the first time they've gone over 100 yards.
All right, New England.
We're back.
That's Vrabel football, baby.
That's right.
Who's the number 4 performing offensive line out of Week 7 of the NFL season? Wow.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears, baby. And they look good. I put a tweet out about how this is exactly what Ben Johnson envisioned, minus the quarterback. He still's got to pick up the pace a little bit. But let's start with
Jesus. We don't need to dive into everything you're saying. You think Caleb's nowhere near where he can be in this offense?
I think if he continues to learn under Ben Johnson and get to the point where he's doing things on time in Ben's offense, instead of being a little frantic, a little panicky, rolling out right, rolling out left, and kind of doing all these off-schedule things, this offense can be just like Detroit was.
Okay, cannot wait to watch that. Now, the offensive line is obviously big-time talking point. They invested in it.
They did, and their offensive line and the run game has been fantastic. But let's take a look. This is exactly what Ben Johnson used to do. We get a motion going across. Let's bring Loveland back across. Guess what? Don't block him. Just stiff arm. Get to the corner. This is the exact same play that the Atlanta Falcons ran a couple weeks ago with Von Miller. If you guys remember, it's a copycat league. Here it is.
A little whoop-de-woo to go ahead and bait Von. Nope.
Boom. Same thing. Stiff arm. Get out to the corner.
Got him.
And then you get the edge.
Oh, that's a great play design. So people say, you know what, if you can do it, why not us do it? And Colston Loveland, rookie tight end, good pick here. Good blocking for him because they're coming after him with the way Tyler Warren's.
I know, and I feel bad for him because exactly that. He gets drafted ahead of Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's the best tight end in football right now.
Maybe the best player, yeah.
Might be the best player, and he's been fantastic. And then Colston Loveland's starting to pick it up. He's starting to get some catches. He was good in the run game. He's doing a lot of really good things for them now.
And George Kittle, obviously known as blocking tight end. If you can If you can block and not just be a weapon downfield, 2025 feels like it's going to be a good time for you as a tight end in the NFL.
It's huge. If you can block as a tight end, you have a job forever.
And he had to do it at Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
He was a phenomenal pass threat, which you didn't see a lot of that because of the passing game at Michigan for a lot of his time there. But, yeah, he's a blocker.
What did they do, 30 straight runs against? J.J. McCarthy, first-round draft pick quarterback. First-round draft pick tight end, obviously on the same field. Let's go 35 straight runs. Why? Because they can't stop it. So let's just keep doing that. Let's just win the game and get out of here. Love the selflessness of that particular team. Go ahead, Conman.
Yeah, when you say copycat league, I assume Ben Johnson isn't going back through the internet or the plays of every single game. Are there coaches specifically, or not coaches, but jobs specifically for, people to bring plays to Ben Johnson or whoever that they can then maybe implement if they like them?
Oh, yeah. There's people upstairs that are scouring the internet. They are going on everybody's internet. They're looking at film. They're doing everything, and they're trying to find those plays. I remember when I was with Cliff, we would get plays, and we'd get a one-word play for the week, and it'd be like Abilene. And it's like, why is it? Oh, we got this play from Abilene Christian in 2017. Yeah. And it's some trick play that you had up for the week. But for them, it probably just popped up on a similar opponent as they're watching tape. It's like, oh, put that in the archives. And then all of a sudden it's up.
Do we have the personnel to be able to do this? We do. Let's go to the number 3 performing offensive line. I mean, what
Oh, nice, dude.
Top 3, yeah, this is good.
Top 5 every week.
Top 3.
Yeah. They're top 5 every week.
Congratulations.
Indianapolis Colts, they are the best offensive line in football.
Looks like
but this
third
is
they're
this
third.
is a week-to-week rankings.
Okay.
And for this week, there were 2 groups that played better than their offensive line.
We'll see.
Yeah,
That is not saying that they didn't play good, because they did play good, and you will see exactly why on this play in particular. Let's look. This is called 11 trap. 11 because we're going to the left odd number. Quentin Nelson and Raymond on the left side. Watch them. Bluff this D tackle. He falls down. You don't even have to do anything.
Damn.
Quentin Nelson up at the left, up in the next level. And then if you look, go back one more time. Look at the right side. Bortolini gets a crossface.
Bortolini. We didn't even bring that up when we were talking about spaghetti.
That's right. Bortolini gets the crossface. He seals it. Braden Smith gets the crossface. He seals it. And then the biggest thing is they get the blitz up the field, and that creates the
big gaping hole
out the back.
Sick celebration. I mean, he's got a good celly.
Yeah.
Very good celly.
Figured it out.
Love it.
Very replicable, very doable, and it looks cool every time. And with how fast he runs, it just kind of carries him.
Exactly. Gets right into it after he crosses the goal line.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's too much. It feels like that was a good brainstorm session, and it ended up in a great spot for him. He's scoring a lot of touchdowns. That's because the offensive line's best
Third
offensive
best
line.
in football.
Yeah. Third best.
According to this.
He said the best. So.
No, see the 3 top left.
This week it looks like they're the third.
Third
But the
this
record
week.
was 6-1.
Best team, best offensive line. Cumulative. Third season.
Leading rushing.
Third best.
Leading rushing.
Most consistent offensive line this season.
You told Bortolini right to his face he's fucking third.
Bortolini's been great.
I know.
Is that right?
I know he has.
Quentin Nelson's been
Toronto
great.
Junior.
Both tackles been great.
What's wrong with the north left corner of this particular?
Well, there's 2 teams
Third grade.
that had better performances amongst the offensive line this week.
Oh,
Period.
You think Bortolini's a spaghetti guy?
no, I think he's a rigatone guy. Justified. He likes rolling, folks.
Rigatoni.
Yeah,
Tortellini, maybe?
maybe Tortellini. I mean,
good.
Bortolini for Tortellini. You might just say, hey, look at me, the family and the entire thing. But,
Gabagool.
yeah, he's great. He's been, hey, grazie, prego for what you've been doing for us over here with the, mozzarella and the pepperoni and the prosciutto and everything they're doing here, which is obviously good. Number 3 offensive line coming out of week 7 is the Indianapolis Colts. Who's the number 2 performing offensive line out of week 7? Wow.
The Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Hey, Foxy, before you let this thing run, let me just talk about why I loved this group. I watched this film yesterday, and as I took a look at this film, it reminded me of a 9-on-7 practice. You remember 9-on-7? You remember 9-on-7.
Yep.
Here's what gets lost in the sauce whenever you do 9-on-7. You let your technique go out the window, and it just becomes an attitude game, right? Because you're just trying to win the drill. And whenever you're trying to win the drill, I'm coming off the ball harder. I might miss sometimes, but I'm trying to punch you in the fucking mouth.
Strangle
right?
a little bit.
They knew who was coming into town. It was Tampa Bay, right? It was Vita Vea. It was all the boys trying to punch you in the mouth. This was like a 9-on-7 game. And they also had some really good plays in the technique. And you guys all remember this play from the other night. Let's take a look. So look, 2 double teams at the point of attack. That's called duo. There it is. 2 double teams. Let's watch them get hip to hip, cover these guys up, get up on Levante David.
Wow.
The running back sets up the block, and then see ya.
That's Sonic.
See ya.
That's right. Yeah.
That's Sonic.
So good.
See ya.
I mean, that's so good.
That's got to be fun.
I mean, look at Khalif Raymond, too, just sticking his nose in there.
C-gap insert, incredible.
Go back
by
to the
receiver.
beginning again.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell celebrating this down the field is awesome. I mean, just the moxie of the ball. And the Midnight Blitz, what are these? The
Motor City Muscle.
Oh, great unis. Great unis. And the number 0 looks really cool, doesn't it, AQ? So you think that's why he's running a little bit better, and maybe they're blocking a little bit better?
I mean, he's running 25 miles an hour. He sets up both safeties, Phil outside. He just hits at 100 miles an hour right up the A-gap. It was incredible.
Yeah, maybe they did have a pretty good little weekend, I guess. Somebody's going to have to be stupendous to be the number 1 performing offensive line in the Week 7 of the NFL season. Who would that be?
That'd be the San Francisco 49ers.
That's bullshit.
175 yards rushing. Christian McCaffrey was back. This is his best rushing performance since the year 2023.
Wow, that was just a couple years ago because we're currently in the year 2025.
That's
now,
correct.
Whenever you think about this Niners team, you think about them having a tough offense. You think about them having an incredible run game. This has been the first time they've been number 1 in some time now. Is that because Kittle's back, or what did you see this week?
It's everything to do with 44 and 85.
Okay.
I'm telling you, their offensive line plays better. It sets it up for the scheme that they want to do. This play right here, we're going to get power down. We're going to motion across, get the tight end at the point of attack. Use check downhill, old school power. Boom, boom. Everyone washes down. Look at Kittle. He's the home run block. He's the home run block on the backside. If you watch him climb, he gets up to Jesse Bates. Watch this. Because Jesse Bates, if you slack it, look at him get skinny, get inside leverage, and give him another 5 or 6 yards.
I think I was looking at another white tight end.
Far left, far left, far left,
I
far
was looking
left.
at 89 the whole time.
Far
You got a linebacker. Good block by 89 as well. George Kittle getting up there also fantastic.
Incredible.
Hey, they got good fundamentals.
Yeah.
And what did you say about their practice drills?
So whenever they, so for instance, BA, if he runs blitz drill, it's going to be 9 out of 10 of the plays are going to be pass plays. If it's Kyle Shanahan, it's a blitz drill, they're still getting 8 runs in because they are constantly running that run game. Everything is off of the run game.
The reps go on
and on and on and on and on and on and on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
That's a lot of reps.
And on 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 and on. Is that it?
It's a good run game.
Well, some days. I mean, they go
on and 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 on.
You guys know. I mean,
people say this bit potentially.
Yeah, this bit. My voice. I don't know how much it can last, but if I had to guess, it could probably go
on and 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 on.
And hopefully this seg right here will
continue to go
on and 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 on.
And streak of the Indianapolis Colts ending up in the top 5 but not being number 1 shall continue, I guess, in AQ Shipley's mind. That's In the Trenches with AQ Shipley. And you know what? Sometimes you get in the middle of a seg and you think, man, I wish this went all day. I wish it kind of went
on and 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 on. I sure do.
How's it feel?
I was passed out during that last one, but I kind of just found a fucking,
find it.
Yeah, I went Mach 10 there for a little bit. Shout out TC. Yeah.
Shout out TC and Bob.
Yeah, and Bob Parsons.
Yeah, Bob Parsons. Yeah.
Miss you, Bob.
Yeah, we hope everything's great. Yeah, thank you for your service. And great golf clubs. We appreciate you over there at PXG. And your accent is fantastic as well. And if that segment would have went, no.
We wouldn't have been a short one.
We wouldn't have been able to get to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Everything DB.
Man.
Good D, bad D with Darius J. Bob.
Yes, sir. Hey, before we get to these plays and the teams and the defenses that are on there is one omission this week. The Cleveland Browns. I know I'm going to get some texts. They beat the shit out of the Dolphins, obviously. Tua looked bad. It just wasn't a lot of teaching moments from those plays, which is very, very stinky. But shout out Tyson Campbell with a pick six, Hickman, and who else got a pick in that game? Rayshawn Jenkins as well. But let's get to the
So this is like when they were judging party schools back whenever we were in school, and they were like, West Virginia's a professional party school. We will not judge them amongst the others. Here is the top 25. You're saying, hey, like Cleveland Browns, you guys embarrassed the entire Miami Dolphins. I mean, it just.
And I mean, Tua's. Tua, Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins, they've been buried every show.
Yeah, but the Cleveland Browns certainly.
Yeah, Browns
True.
good. Likewise.
Yeah,
good defense.
Yeah.
Very good defense.
Okay, so congrats to them.
Congrats to them.
Congrats to the Browns.
In the league of their own.
Way to go, Browns.
This week.
Yeah, but let's get to the tape, some teaching moments from around the league, starting with the Carolina Panthers. Now, missing the quarterback, this defense, you talk about complimentary football. Defense, Derek Brown, he's been dominant as far as being an interior defensive lineman. And then J.C. Horn, one of the corners that got paid this offseason. He's been phenomenal since stepping into the league. The only thing that you would say about J.C. Horn, hey, you need some more ball production and just staying healthy. And you're seeing more and more of that this year. This is his second time, I believe, on Everything DB. This is a cover 6 look. So at the bottom of the screen, J.C. Horn is up there up top, and on the bottom of the screen, this is cover 2, and then on the other side, it'll be cover 4, hence why we get the cover 6. So quarters technique, he's outside leverage. You'll watch his safety. This is a route, 2 beat quarters, boom, safety settles down, and then you got outside leverage from the cornerback, post route, boom. When you're behind, we call that out of phase. You're not taught to look back for the ball, but once you get kind of towards that end zone, you really got nothing to lose. This is what you call not panicking, not just running into the receiver, getting the PI, going up, high pointing this thing with one hand. It's the second time he's been on here. Not only getting an interception, but getting a one-hander. This was absolutely nasty. Tyrod Taylor, T-Mobile, we'll see if he starts this week for the Jets. At least he was taking a shot down the field, but a phenomenal play from J.C. Horn from outside leverage and quarters coverage up top.
As Aaron Glenn said earlier in the week, the Jets will have a quarterback. The Carolina Panthers have a team?
Yes. This is how many wins in a row now? 4? 3. I think 3. Yeah, 3. They lost. They got the shit beat out by the Patriots, I believe. Got a win, then lost to the Patriots, then rattled off 3 straight. The run game, which we know has been great, and then defensively they've been great as well. Once again, we'll see what happens at the quarterback position. This is his second pick in this game. Now, you should never go to this matchup. Reynolds on the outside with J.C. Horn. This is a practice rep. This is something you practice one-on-ones. Hey, DB versus DB. Usually don't see it this easy in the game, but yeah, press out. He goes outside, gets his head around, high points and lean and locate. Just absolutely textbook.
That's a coach
rep.
Throwing that
exactly.
ball.
Exactly. You've seen.
I've actually thrown that ball.
You've seen this drill. This is literally what this is. I don't know what T-Mobile was thinking at this point in the game, going at that matchup one-on-one. The safety was completely on the other side of the field because you have a $25 million a year cornerback, and this is why you have him.
J.C. Horn making plays. Go ahead, Conrad.
To Debo's point about just their record as of recently, this is their first road win. Like their splits between road and home are insane. They're dominant at home, and now it's Buffalo, who has had trouble stopping the run, going to Carolina with Andy Dalton, and then Rico Dowdell and Chuba Hubbard now back for a second game. Like, that's a sneaky Bills at Panthers. You see it and you hear it, and you're like, whatever. But then when you realize the Panthers are a good football team, it's a tough game.
And we have to know, Connor's certainly hoping for one of those as well.
But I'm also with the full expectation that the Bills are the Bills and Josh Allen is still the MVP of this league.
You start snooping around the Carolina team, though, you're like,
good team.
Wait a minute. There's a chance here,
which
would be great for the Patriots at the moment. The Patriots very close to being number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
That's right. On your heels. On your heels. Can you hear us coming? Can you hear us? We're coming.
Danny can't hear anything, actually. If you've seen anything, he's locked in 1,000%. There is no noise outside other than a nice little Halloween party with the Patriots and the boys having a little beer. Go ahead to some more good D, man.
Here we go. Next. Hey, speaking of the boys, hey, my coach, Lou Anarumo, and his defense, they have been phenomenal. Now, Nick Cross will get this interception here. You'll see it better from the replay. Pause it real quick. I want you. So they're going to motion the 4 strong. But number 3 receiver right now, right there, right on the hash, that's Ladd McConkey. Going to double him. So I think that's where Justin's going to want to go with this ball. He's going to get doubled from the opposite side of the field. That safety that's on this hash down here. He's going to come and take that short one away. And then Justin Herbert is going to go to the crosser right here. 3rd and 7, 23 game. They get a touchdown here. They cut it down to a 2-possession game. But Nick Cross makes a great play, turning around, looking him up, then getting his head around last second. Kind of one-hand pick, trapping it against the shoulder. You'll get a closer look at it here. Boom. Unbelievable play right here, especially in the end zone. Anytime you get an interception where either you're setting your offense up in the scoring position, or on the flip side of that, when the other offense is a big swing in points and momentum, the other offense is threatening to drive to get points in the game. That's a big-time interception, getting his head around there, not panicking, not just getting a PI, but getting your head around and making a play on the ball. If you pause it here, like run it back to the beginning. He kind of makes it look like he's running with Ladd, Then he drops Ladd to the double coverage and then turns around on Quentin Johnston here. So that's a great play from Nick Cross from beginning to end.
Tell me a little bit more about Nick Cross. He gets sacks. He's all over the field.
He's unbelievable.
This guy's fucking everywhere.
Unbelievable. I believe he was a second-round pick out of Maryland. Career kind of started off rough. After his first, maybe second year, they're ready to run him out of town, honestly. But he leading the team in tackles right now going into this week's game. And then he's just been a playmaker. He can blitz. He can show up in the run game, and then if he can add this element to his game as well, getting ball production, he could play in the league for a long, long time and make a ton of money. But Lou, you talk about what Lou Anarumo is doing and what his scheme is like. Imagine this as a quarterback, especially in that low red area.
We drafted him 2022, third round out of Maryland.
Okay.
He's been here now, and he is really exploded.
Yeah.
He is everywhere.
Yeah.
20 is actually everywhere. I like this little, he baited butter right here.
Yeah.
He baited butter right here and then does a walking spin move while covering a guy, and then the ball's on him and has incredible. And then he'll blitz like the next play and run his face right through somebody. I'm a big fan of Nick Cross.
Yeah, it's insane that those were the first two plays on Everything DB, just like the IQ of J.C. Horn and Cross there. But you guys talk about middle eight all the time. Like this is not just a interception. This is the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
They don't get any points, and then the Colts go and kick a field goal. It's like that's not the play of the game. When you look back on it, but then. Looking at it right now, 20-3, possibly 20-10, and it ends up being 23-3.
Jage did not like us going. I forgot we didn't bring that up to JJ. He did not like us going for a field goal rate
at all.
Yo, Jay, it's 20-3, Jage. Let's just we're trying to make sure this is the last drive.
Yeah.
I don't like these decisions. I was texting him in the middle of the game. I'm like, yo. It was third down. What do you want them to do? If we could give them the ball back, they potentially score again. He's like, it was before that. And then, afterwards, he's like, what are they doing in 13 seconds? Why are they doing that? It's like, okay, that decision we can certainly get after. But it's like everything Steichen's doing right now, all three phases. Mm-hmm. It's all working. Yeah. Like, Lou Anarumo has been perfect for this team. Special teams doesn't really have to do much, but they do. Mm-hmm. Somehow we get a massive return whenever we need it if we have to have it. And then on offense, offensively, JJ said we're always on schedule. It's like, I'm not questioning anything, Jage. So when you're calling this Colts game next time, Jage, just know Shane's got it figured out.
That's probably why he was questioning, because we were cooking with gas on offense. And I'm sure watching them on tape and then coming in, seeing what they're doing. They're getting the ball, 2 minutes left. I'm not sure how many timeouts, but from the first play, you saw, okay, it was no sense of urgency. And they did get down there. But then Shane, at his halftime interview, I think he said, look, we just wanted this to be the last possession of the game before heading into halftime.
And
so,
Shane
look,
say,
we don't doubt Shane.
Shane would say, look, dagnummit.
Yeah, gracious Pete, what do you want me to do?
He'll say all those things. He's great mic'd up.
Yeah, he is.
Explain that to me.
Look at this. It's going to be a touchdown. Look at this shit. Look at this. It's going to be a touchdown.
Touchdown right here.
And what if it's not? They don't really show if it's not. All right, next play. This one's going to What's the next touchdown?
Cut that.
So next touchdown. This one's going to be a touchdown. Everybody look at this. I love his optimism. I love his energy. I love how it's working out. Let's go to some more good deals.
Talking about optimism, energy, and somebody else that's great mic'd up. Kelvin Shepard had these boys rolling in prime time against the Tampa Bay Bucks. 14-0 right here. Now, you've seen this replay a lot, seen this talked about a lot. You talk about the middle eight again. This is 2 minute. 2-minute situation, second quarter, 1:52 on the clock. And honestly, Baker Mayfield, he dropped back and threw the ball a ton this game, but he was so hesitant. I haven't seen him this hesitant in I don't know how long, but that lets you know how confusing probably this defense was to him. You'll see if you run it back, this is the beginning of the frame, you'll see the disguise here. Maybe man-to-man coverage. You look at that top safety. Then once he gets the snap and drops back, they go to a split safety coverage. And you can see Baker's not really, confident or comfortable, because if he steps up, he can kind of hit this number one receiver right behind this underneath dropper. But Arthur Millette right here, who's circled, he does a great job as a zone defender, especially underneath zone defender. You're taught to break on the quarterback's intention. So you break on their eyes and you break on their intentions. And he does a great job. And he showed up with physicality, attacking the football. And 99 times out of 100, if it's considered a tie or two guys go to the ground with the ball, they're going to give the tie to the offense. This was probably the first time I ever seen this overturned. But then on review, when I'm looking at it,
what? Was that a second look?
If you pause it here, with a second look, it looks like Otten's holding on to a bunch of forearm. and Arthur Millette has a lot more of the football. So I wasn't, maybe it's the former DB in me, maybe it's me root for Kelvin Shepherd, but I saw this as an interception as well. This got overturned from New York.
I did as well. I saw it as an interception as well, but to your point about tie goes to the runner, that's always kind of the case here in these particular types of plays. So they overturn this, give this to Detroit, and then they do a second look on a first down that goes into, are you guys?
Yeah, I mean, there was also a sack where our guy tripped the quarterback and they didn't call it. Yeah, there was a couple things here that, we're just going to take those because what comes around goes around. And also, that was called a catch on the field. That blew my mind more that they reversed it.
Yeah.
I just figured they would just say, yep, it was a catch on the field. We have no evidence. We're going to keep it moving. But instead, the ref said, oh, we got you in the Chiefs game. Here you go, Lions.
Oh, is that what they said?
Mahomes spun that football, remember?
Yeah, is that what they said? I don't think that's the case. I think that maybe New York wants Detroit to win.
The New Darlings of the NFL.
Yeah, maybe the Lions fans can never, ever say anything ever again about the refs.
Ever. No. Disgusting.
Ever. Never again.
Ever.
Now, in this one, though.
Next 100 years, because it was a primetime game.
Yep.
Primetime game, a lot of injuries.
Gets
Needed.
the MVP.
Against best team in football, people were saying, other than the Indianapolis Colts. Primetime, they give that one to the Detroit. After a second look, what?
Never heard that before.
How many looks are we doing here? Well, he challenged something else, but he gets, what are we doing? Then Lions fans, hey, it must be nice.
Must be cool.
Must be nice,
We're
Lions.
going to take them anytime we can get them.
Maybe
And also, I like that everyone agreed, like watching that play, it looked like an interception, and then they called it an interception. I enjoy that aspect.
Yeah, we certainly like that. I would like that to be known that we like the common sense reign true here, but also a lot of common sense situations happening for the Lions all of a sudden.
It's crazy.
Not to bring up another fourth down questionable call by the refs, but that little option play. Yeah, I don't know if he got the first there. It's kind of out of bounds.
Unbelievable effort.
And you said they gave it to him?
Great effort. They didn't
I
look at
don't
it.
know,
They didn't measure it.
That
They
was
didn't look
the
at
first
it.
down.
Wow.
That was the first
Amon-Ra
down,
pushed him
Kish.
over, it looked like. But now, all of a sudden, I'm thinking we need to go back and look at that play.
Yeah, what's going on with the refs in New
Kish
York?
is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
No.
The Detroit Lions getting favorable calls?
We need about 10,000 more calls to make it even.
Oh,
So
never going to be good enough.
Okay.
It's never going to be enough, NFL.
Detroit Lions, more like Detroit Lion.
Oh, the Lions. Wow. That does sound like there's some lies coming out of the Lions fan base if they don't think that maybe the NFL's on their side. We don't want to hear it anymore. NFL, we'd like to let you know, if you just gave the Colts a bunch of calls, we'd be okay with it.
Absolutely.
We'd be thankful for it. We'd acknowledge it. And we wouldn't say, you need 10,000 more to make up for what you've done in the past. We'd say it's A-okay. Do we have more good D or bad D?
Absolutely. We still got some more good D over here. Pause. Here we go. Down at the bottom of the screen. Vikings versus the Eagles. This is a rookie, Andrew McCuba. This is his second time, I believe, on Everything DB. If you pause it right here, boom. Who are we circling? One of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in football with Justin Jefferson. They're going to run a cover 2 over Justin Jefferson, but I want you to watch as this play develop the safety because obviously he's focused on 18 to start. You let it run here. This is the Carson Wentz interception that we've seen earlier in the week, but we'll see a little deeper dive into it. So pause. Great job by the cornerback and the safety being over top of Justin Jefferson. But once the quarterback breaks the pocket, he's going to throw it to this receiver. I believe Jordan Addison running all the way across the field. And if McCuba doesn't get back, spin around, and look for work and make this play, he honestly probably catches this ball running away from Mitchell. So great play, great heads-up play by the rookie, not only being aware of it, but going up there and making a play on the football.
I like that Vic Fangio isn't Fangio over.
No kidding.
I like that they still got all the dogs. Because remember, it was Joe Bover down there for Fangio over with the Miami Dolphins. And maybe it's just Joe Bover for everybody down there at the Miami Dolphins. And Vic Fangio celebrating a new life up there in Philadelphia. A lot of communication.
Yeah, if you run it back right here, I was just going to point it out. And this is something that the common watcher may not see or pay attention to, but if you run it all the way back, the thing about playing the nickel position, Cooper DeZine is in the slot, is communication, the verbal and nonverbal communication. So there's pointing, I'm sure there's some talking going on with the pointing as well. A lot of point, boom, boom, maybe let them know something, then let it play and watch 33 again because you think, why do you throw it down there? Pause it. It's back about 3 clicks. If you just watch 33 underneath as a slot defender, as a underneath dropper, is not only about looking up the receiver. I talked about being a zone defender. It's about the intentions and the eyes on the quarterback. So he just feels this receiver behind him. Let it run. Boom. Feels him. Nobody's open. Short. Jefferson's cover, obviously Naylor's cover. You just throw it down deep.
Carson.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's Carson Wentz experience for sure. He doesn't think by any chance that Makuba is going to get back to that play. So great job, and obviously you'll see from the TV replay that Carson was he's pretty bummed out.
I mean, how does it's Cooper DeJean, right?
Yep.
You said.
Yep.
The legs are mirrored, and he's not even looking at the guy when he turns and pivots. That is ridiculous. I don't even know how the hell you can feel that.
Just a feel.
Yeah, like right here. Ready?
Yep, just feel.
He goes, right, left, right,
because
and then stops.
Yeah, just like
he's
that.
reading Carson, I think, right?
Exactly. Yeah, reading the intentions of the quarterback. Because as soon as he breaks that pocket, it kind of turns into a scramble drill sometimes. But as that underneath defender, you just feel it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you feel him.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, and also that's why the no look is so impressive.
Yeah.
Because if you just get Cooper a little bit off and then you throw that thing back, all of a sudden that's a completion instead of I don't think he's open. Hell, there's a guy way down there. Let me huck this thing. I'm Carson Wentz. Yeah. And that's fun. We're appreciative of him doing that. Do we have more good D?
Nope, that's all the good D. So now
we got bad D.
Oh, no.
Absolutely sorry, Skol fans. The Vikings are still on here. Cover 2, and something that we're kind of seeing week in and week out on the bad D is some inverted cover 2. So all that means is that the safety or the linebacker, somebody else becomes the flat defender, which is usually number 2 down here. They are playing usually the flat as the DB, as a corner, but now they go back to be the deep half defender as a cornerback. Now, can they do it? Absolutely, but it's something that safeties do down in and down out, week in and week out, but now you're putting that on the cornerback. So now in the deep half, number 1 receiver, which Devontae Smith is down here, you always want to be inside of the number 1 receiver if you're a deep half. So he's already in a bad spot here. And he doesn't have the depth. So what happens when you don't have the depth is you kind of panic because that receiver, obviously these boys can run. They get up on you quick. So boom, does a great job stemming him even more outside, gets him to flip his hips, and then runs a great route. And obviously play action under center. You saw a little bit more of that from Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense, even though they didn't run the ball well. Great ball, deep ball from Jalen Hurts. But, yeah, he put him in. I mean, that's a great route. Because if he just lines up, if these two guys just line up and race, Isaiah Rodgers is one of the fastest players in the league. But when you set him up like that and have him hit that spinneroo, and then obviously your quarterback throws a dot, one of the best, I think, deep ball throwers in the league when he could just get back there and throw it to 6 or 11. Jalen Hurts when he's playing ball. Perfect passer rating this week. Just a great job by not only the quarterback, but the receiver right here setting them up.
A little bit of a blender. Okay, that's not a good place to be.
Not
Obviously,
a good place
you feel very helpless and hopeless. And if that's what the offense is going to look like for Philadelphia going forward, they might go back to back to back, and maybe everybody will be happy.
Absolutely.
We got some more bad D.
We got one more. And it's the same thing.
It's Big D giving some bad D to the Commanders.
It's the same thing. So right here at the bottom of the screen, you got Marshawn Lattimore. He's going to become the deep half safety. So once again, inverted cover 2. But this safety, he's not going to be the flat defender. He's going to be the middle run through, which is usually the Mike linebacker here. So he's going to be responsible for CeeDee Lamb up to the left side of the formation if you're looking at it defensively. And he's going to drop that middle read. Boom. So you let it run here. Running with the middle read, boom. Now I drop it and I go to the dig. Dagger concept. We see this week in and week out. CeeDee Lamb sees that he gets dropped. He knows it's not a middle of field safety. He just throws his hand up. Dak, throw me the ball. He sees him. Marshawn takes a bad angle because once again, as a cornerback, as good as Marshawn is as a corner, that's something that safeties usually do. Angles are everything as a DB, offensive lineman as well. So if you're playing out of position, it's tough. And he actually knocks off the other DB, the other safety, and then these boys walking, backpedaling into the end zone. But great job by Dak seeing him, and he's bummed out because he was in position to make this play, but he took a bad angle and it turned into a touchdown. That's the life of a DB, though.
Yeah, that is tough. And obviously, we all saw that play. I'm excited to learn why and how we got there. Well, congrats to the Dallas Cowboys, seemingly on firing on all cylinders.
Cooking with gas.
They really, it looks like vibes are immaculate down there for the Dallas Cowboys. Good for them. They got a lot of talent on the offense side. Defense side, obviously, it's thing. How about the good D and bad D from everything, DB?
D-Butch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a magic trick. Watch this. I'm going to go ahead and snap my fingers, and all of a sudden, a different human's going to be sitting right here.
What?
Yeah. Have you ever seen something like this?
Never.
No. You're going to disappear too, motherfucker.
Whoa.
What?
How? Hold on. Should we do it at the same time?
It's my trick, not yours.
Just fucking sit there and shut up.
Okay.
We have some magic.
D-But, guess what, bro? You're fucking disappearing too.
Okay.
I'm going to snap my fingers, and you three, myself included, us three, are going to be gone, and there's going to be a new person sitting right here.
Shit.
Do you think that's possible?
Yep.
Thank you, AQ.
What about sitting here?
Yeah, who's sitting there?
Brand new person.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Spooky, man.
Do you believe it's possible?
Well, I've seen magic on the stage before, so yeah.
Michael Malone.
Super duper
One of the goats.
Boys, in front of you right now, there's about to be some fucking magic. There's about to be something that you're going to talk about forever. I'm sitting in this seat right now, but as soon as I snap these fingers, there's going to be a brand new person sitting here. Foxy, if you would go to the straight on shot, that would be what we are looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3, 2, and...
It is magic. It is magic, right? I mean, look at that. I had no idea it would work out that well, and here we go. I just, boom, rose from the ashes. Here it is.
Wow.
Big game, guys. Hey, good D, bad D, in the trenches with AQ Shipley, Darius J. Butler. I love watching those segments. I don't know about you guys. Every time I learn a lot, and it brings up like 15 questions every time. I wish I was there to badger them throughout their whole situation, because we know nothing stops the Ram truck, right?
No, it does, yeah.
We know. We see the old L-Rap up there. What's it sound like, man? And with that being said, we got a big game tonight. Obviously, Vikings, Chargers. Tone, where is the money at tonight?
The money tonight is on the Vikings, actually, the 56% of the money is on the Vikings tonight. They are plus 3.5 or plus 3 at some places. As far as the line goes, a couple stats for you tonight, okay? Hey, I don't know if this is gonna
love stats.
I don't know if this is gonna deter you or favor any way that you're going tonight. Carson Wentz, the Wentzaholic, the Wentz machine.
Yeah, what about him?
The Wentz project. Okay, 7-0 on Thursday Night Football.
Wow.
Okay? Is that good? Hold on though. We got a bit of an immovable object versus the unstoppable force tonight. The Vikings on Thursday Night Football. 0-7.
Jeez. Wow. So what do we do? What are we supposed to do?
That's up to you, brother.
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet.
Carson, those are what they would call a trend, right?
Oh, yeah.
A trend on both sides.
Yeah.
But double negative, it makes it a positive.
Bingo.
But there's a swing.
Facto,
actually, we flatlined at 0 on this one, so they cancel each other out. So you just got to look at the football.
Got to trust my instincts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when you go to the other side. Jim Harbaugh, I believe, is 4-0 on short weeks. He's 4-0. I don't know if it's on Thursday Night Football, if it's on like a Sunday and then to Monday. Yeah, here it is. The Chargers are 4-0 against the spread on short rest under Jim Harbaugh. Now, short rest, I don't know, but this definitely would be short rest. So maybe that's kind of the one that puts it over the goal line per se. I'm not too sure, but I do know Big Mike McCarthy, who's not on today, he's on tomorrow. He will send us his pick before the end of before the end of the show as well. So
today,
we will have
before the end of the show today, we will know Big Mike's pick.
Yes.
Okay, because that definitely informs me on where I'm going to go.
Bingo.
Because of Big Mike and his football prowess. I believe if he was picking games, he would be like 6-1 now or 5-1.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something crazy.
5-2, I think.
Yeah, he's hot.
Pittsburgh guy. You know, had to go with him. Was.
Gotta go back home, right?
Yeah.
Gotta go back home. Want to be nice.
Could be a good night for the grain of goal.
Yeah. We got Hard Out here coming here shortly, but we got Kirk Herbstreit joining us in the next hour, about 1:20, I believe. He'll preview the game. I know he's out there. I think he has a pack of wild dogs with him.
Really?
Ooh, maybe not wild, but I think Peter, Mitch, Jimmy, Bob,
D.
I think everybody's there. D is there. I don't know. But you know what? Take 3. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Is my guy here named?
Ben Guyman.
What is your major?
Psychology.
Okay, you're a psychology major. You're a deep thinker, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that going to help or hurt you today, you think?
Maybe hurt a little.
Okay, well, I want to let you know, psychology-wise, you should know that there is a radiant energy of positivity right to your left. Jelly Roll will be here helping out. So Jelly Roll said, Pat, I want to try to win hundreds of thousands of dollars for a charity in Athens. I want to kick a ball for $100,000 to give back to this community that is embracing him as a part of it.
And I think I'm fixing to split the upright.
Okay, how much weight have you lost now?
I've lost 250 pounds for this moment, Georgia. I'm fixing to do it.
All right, Ben, The kick is currently $100,000 for you. If he makes it, it'll go up to $250,000. We will also donate $100,000 to a local charity. Jelly Roll.
And I will match that $100,000, so $200,000 to a local charity, baby.
Let's go, Jelly Roll. Let's go, Jelly Roll. Let's go, Jelly Roll. Okay. Herbie will also toss in $100,000 to charity, which is very kind of him.
Yes, sir. Yes,
$300,000 for charity. Dogs! I'm gonna stick on. All right.
I was worried for my tongue. All right, what can I do different, Pat?
I think you could try to aim to the right if I were you.
Okay, good.
Or if you knew somebody that was a very good kicker, I think now would be a great time to just go ahead and say, hey, why don't you do that for me?
You know what?
Why don't you raise some money for the city?
Then. I'll make another $100,000. We'll make it $300,000 to local charity.
Okay.
If you'll let me pick up the legendary Hot Rod from Georgia back here, baby. My boy, Hot Rod is in the house today.
Hot Rod, it's great to see you. You look fantastic. Thank you for your service to the Colts. Can't wait to see you back in the NFL. Okay, so he'll put up, how much you put up, Joe?
$200,000 for a charity right here in Georgia, Georgia.
I'll put up $200,000 as well. Woo! Kirk will put up $200,000. We got a $600,000 donation, and Ben's kick will be worth $400,000. This could be $1 million here.
Whoa!
33 yards. Hot Rod, potentially $1 million on the line.
$1 million! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
Still got it. Still got it. Thank you, Hot Rod. This is very expensive.
Ben!
Oh! Back to you, Luis! Back to you, Luis! During commercial break, there was no way we were going to be able to get out of that lawn out there without giving him another shot. $100,000, he knocks it through. Pump for Ben. Thankful for Hot Rod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Thursday, October 23rd. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat. He's out on special assignment today. Shams joined us the first hour. Kirk will be joining us the second. Football! It always rules the day here around the Pat McAfee Show. We love football at all different levels, but we also love the other sports that are going on. And we know Conman last night, I believe the association had a pretty big night, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a fantastic.
For basketball fans.
Yeah, fantastic night for the NBA last night. Knicks Cavs kind of kicked us off on ESPN. Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, doubtful. Then he was playing, then he wasn't. He played great. They took care of business.
What was wrong with him?
He had was it groin or knee, Bruce? I'm not.
A quad. He was questionable with a grade 2 quad.
Game
strain.
one.
Yeah,
played through it like a warrior.
Yeah, between the knee and groin. I knew it was somewhere in there. But yeah, they played very well. 76ers Celtics without Tatum. They put up a fight, but the rookie who stole the show right there on the second tab, VJ Edgecombe, 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists to kind of, steal the night when it comes to rookie performances. He was amazing. Him and Tyrese Maxey seemed to be the new duo on the Sixers. Embiid only played about 20 minutes. He really didn't have too much of an effect on the game. But, yeah, this kid is unbelievable. We are possibly looking at kind of a new look Sixers with two of the better, players in the backcourt, and I'm saying two of the better players. It's been one game, I know. I'll relax a little bit, but just from watching it, this kid is unbelievable. And 77 on a rookie, I thought it looked like shite.
Awesome, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it.
Then he starts playing, and it's like, 77 on a rookie basketball player is incredible. So definitely someone to watch as we look forward to. But the player to watch is Wemby. And Cooper Flagg had a double-double in his debut. Kind of awesome. I believe he's the youngest player with a double-double in the history of the NBA. But Wemby, I mean, this is entering not fair territory. If Wemby stays healthy, he will be just a historic winning all the awards player. It looks like he's dunking on an 8-foot rim. The real problem is he's not lumbering up and down the court. He's actually sprinting. I mean, pump fake, pass, right back. Yeah, try and block me. You can't. He had 40 points, 15 rebounds, and an assist. I believe he was 15 of 21 from the field, 9 of 11 from free throws. I mean, it just wasn't fair. He's doing stuff that
7'4", right?
7'4" listed. A lot of people are saying he's 7'7" now. Boban, who's on ESPN, he said, "Hey, look, I'm 7'4". I'm looking up at Wemby, so he's not 7'4". He went bananas. Cooper Flagg, obviously a story, but with what Wemby did, it's hard to imagine the Spurs not being, a 50-win team and being a real player here if Wemby stays healthy. But again, you look at his injuries. He didn't have a soft tissue injury last year as a blood clot. So saying that, he can't stay healthy, he gets these injuries, that's not true. But yeah, like that dunk right there.
Well, I was just gonna say that up and under. He's got to watch that. He's so damn big. He's gonna get called for a travel.
Yeah,
he's not even trying to. He's jumping, but his feet are gonna be on the ground on that up and under. But it is. It's
all this ball handling and step back threes. Like I know that one went around.
It's like you're watching a different sport when you watch him play.
It's like you're watching a different species.
That's a better way of putting it.
That's true. Yeah, and Bruce made a great point. Like you really can't contest his shots, because if you do, because of how big he is, he's going to land much, much further in front of the three-point line, and he's going to get and ones just like that. But even stuff like this, we're talking about the Mavericks, okay? Anthony Davis has won Defensive Player of the Year, and he really can't do anything. And he's one of those players that everyone says AD can cover anybody. Yeah, Wemby is legitimately a foot taller than Anthony Davis, or at least that's how it looks. Like Anthony Davis can't jump with Wemby, because if he does, all of a sudden, he is going to foul him. And guess what? Wemby is going to dunk the ball. There it is on the bottom there. He's the first player to score 40-15 with at least 75% shooting and 0 turnovers in a game since turnovers were ever tracked. I don't know when that started, probably after Michael Jordan, but still. That's true. That's true. But Wemby is just an absolute specimen. It's one of those things where I hope there's 50 primetime San Antonio games.
His MVP odds yesterday went from they're anywhere from like plus 950 to plus 1250. I saw, which is, if you don't know, it's $100 to win 900 or $100 to win 1200. They went from that to plus 300. He is now the second in the MVP odds, only behind SGA.
Are they going to? I know Connor mentioned 50 wins. Like, are they going to be able to make a run in the playoffs? Well, are they a solid basketball team?
Yeah, it's not just him. They have Castle, who was Rookie of the Year. They had back-to-back Rookies of the Year, so that was pretty good for them. They traded for De'Aaron Fox last year. He did not play last night.
New coach is getting great pub too.
Yeah,
mic'd up with him, right?
And then they got who's the rookie? They got
Ron Harper.
Ron Harper's kid. They're a good basketball team.
Yeah, Ron Harper's kid came off the bench, had 15 points.
Harrison Barnes.
Barnes. Yeah, like they are all of a sudden, and not all of a sudden, because it's kind of been like this with Wemby for a few years now, where it's like, hey, just wait. This kid is going to be unbelievable. And now this is what happens. He starts the season with 40 and 15 against a multi-defensive player of the year, Anthony Davis. So it's seriously one of those same situations like, hey, if they're healthy, they are going to be unbelievable this year.
They're one of these teams perennially, too, who, like, if they're good around the trade deadline, like, you find one superstar who's unhappy somewhere, like, they'll be brought up in conversation because it's like, hey, they have Wemby. He's healthy. Like, if we can get a little more scoring or whatever it is they need at that point, like they can be legitimate title contenders.
Yeah, and I saw people on the internet saying LeBron going there would be cool. When I say people, I was just talking about me. I'm really hoping LeBron goes there just because the Spurs are one of those teams. It's very similar to the Packers. Like they're kind of the Packers of the NBA. They're always good. Even when they lose legends, they have a next guy up. Now, I don't want to go into detail about how the Spurs got the number one pick when Wemby was the number one prospect, and they've gotten 3 straight.
It's a lottery, right? The ball's come out of the machine.
Listen, the NBA's gone through too much there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But Wemby being there, it's perfect. Like him being a Spur, him growing up in France with Tony Parker being a Spur, and him being a massive Spurs fan. Like it is incredible that we're here at this point now, a few years into it, where it's not a situation, and not to dunk on him or shit on him, but not a situation like Zion where Zion ton of hype, everyone's still excited about him. I'm still excited about him right now, but like Wemby has already kind of arrived as like this guy's a stud. I mean, he trained with Monks in the offseason, so he got the whole entire Zen. Ooh. He's doing kicks, and that's a big thing too. Like as far as him not being worried about like a hammy or a foot like you normally see with that. But then here's the other side of it. He trained with KG, so kind of the double both sides of the basketball coin, Zen, and also like a massive you're gonna eat my shit mentality like Kevin Garnett had. It's one of those possible perfect storms where we might have a true, change of the guard. We've been talking about the face of the league. If this keeps happening, forget everything else. Like Wemby will be the guy when LeBron is done, and hopefully LeBron still has 5 years left.
How old is Wemby?
22.
That's it.
I think.
I mean, Wemby could put on.
He's 21.
21, excuse me.
Which is wild to think of. He could, not easily, but if this dude in 1 year or 2 years, if he wanted just growing into his body, he could put on 40 pounds of muscle.
He can't, though. That's how these guys end up. I mean, like, I would agree, but that's how these guys get hurt, and they get the foot issues, and then it's like, because that is, I mean, if you're 7'7", if he breaks one bone in his foot, like, it's just, we saw it with Greg Oden. We saw it with a bunch of these guys.
Holmgren's rookie year.
Yeah, exactly. Chet Holmgren, like, that's what he almost needs to be, that exact build to kind of maximize. I mean, obviously put a little bit of weight on, but like you're that big, you really can't put that much weight on.
Like Giannis is not as tall of him, but Giannis is 7 foot.
Yeah.
Like he came in as skinny as Wemby, and then he's like super.
You just grow into you kind of get your man strength, even if he's not trying. Like, watching him mature over the years will be awesome to see.
Yeah, and
imagine him shouldering people too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already doing it.
And like JJ Redick talking about him before JJ Redick was coaching was, kind of mentioned how he's already, as far as like maturity, he's already there. Like he's 21, but he's hanging out with Monks and he's training with Kevin Garnett. He's not, taking this not seriously at all. But then even on the broadcast, they mentioned he has actually put on weight. Like it's just one of those things where, like Kevin, like
7'7".
He's 7'7". Yeah, it's like Kevin Durant almost. It's like, hey, Kevin Durant's been in the gym, working out. But then you see him and it's like, well, how come he doesn't have huge muscles like Giannis or like LeBron? And I think that's kind of the comparison here with Wemby is more so like Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant first came in, they said, hey, you're not going to be able to succeed with that type of build.
Couldn't do 135.
Bingo. He couldn't bench 135.
I remember that.
Yeah, like that was the big story. He's screwed. Obviously now, 15 years later, Kevin Durant's one of the greatest scorers in the history of the NBA. Wemby now is kind of on that sort of trajectory, and it's sweet just being able to kind of talk about and celebrate this with everything going on in the NBA, just because with everything that has happened this morning, that's hogged it. But Wemby last night is very much worth talking about and spotlighting, just because this is going to be appointment television. Like for me now, I already favorited the Spurs on my sports app, so I know when they're playing. Like I want to watch this guy as much as possible when he is healthy, just because if, heaven forbid he does get hurt or anything like that, I will regret not watching him while he was.
And the blood clot thing, that was a scary situation, but then I don't know how you get a handle on it, and then hopefully you're past it. Is that how it works?
Like David Andrews, he missed an entire NFL season. Yeah, Barmore, he missed an entire NFL season last year with blood clots, but they made it back a year later, and I think that's a very similar situation here.
Well, good luck to Wemby, and he's great for the NBA, especially in times right now that the NBA is facing. Has anything new popped up over the last 30 minutes or so?
No, I think it'll probably be over the next 30 minutes based on
people are being arraigned, right?
Yeah.
So they'll get brought in, see the judge, and I guess presented your charges. Will they get bail or are they going to be stuck in jail?
I don't know.
I would imagine they'd post bail, but
Yeah.
maybe not. Who knows? We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
What a wild story that we're just scratching the surface, aren't we?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some players and coaches that are kind of worried, kind of scared right now.
I would assume so.
Yeah, me too.
What if you just attended one of the? There's probably some guys pissed off actually that played in these poker games. Like, wait, you guys could see my whole cards. Like, you could. There's a reason I lost every single time. Maybe I'm not a terrible poker player.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure a lot of people this morning are finding out they got screwed over during these games.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna pivot because we know NFL is king around here on this show. Thank you, Wemby, and what you're doing. Everyone else in the NBA, I know guys are starting out hot. We have 81 games to go for most teams,
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was,
wild to think
Pacers. We got a finals rematch on ESPN tonight. It's OKC at the Pacers, and then the late game is Golden State the Nuggets.
Okay, I like that Nuggets Warriors game. Both those games are good. We'll take that.
Debuts for the Pacers and Nuggets tonight.
Nice. Yep. We'll take that. We want to pivot quickly to the NFL. Lamar Jackson, guys, I believe he is practicing. That is all reports show that today his first day of practice? Yesterday's his first day. Wednesday, Thursday, he's going to practice today. I guess they'll check him out, see how he's doing. Ty, when you think about this, I know you and Shefty, you do the Shefty podcast together. Does he have anything more on this?
He pretty much said this morning that Lamar Jackson came out, I think, 20 minutes late to practice yesterday. And he talked to sources inside the building who basically said, like, hey, this still isn't a sure thing that he's going to go on Sunday. We want to see where
hamstring, right?
Yeah, we want to see where he's at after today's practice, and then that'll give them a much better feel. And I kind of just asked him, like, well, at 1-5, the Ravens don't really have a choice. They kind of have to start Lamar. This was like their entire plan was, hey, after the bye week, our schedule gets a little bit softer, so they need him to go. But then Shefty also brought up, he said, hey, so this is 2 weeks plus a bye and then one additional practice that Lamar Jackson missed. He said, Jaden Daniels is basically has the almost exact same injury right now or very similar, and everyone's body's different. But he said, the Commanders have the teeth of their schedule coming up. So if you look at it, it's like, could he miss the most important stretch of their season? Maybe so.
And Jaden is out. They've already ruled him out for the Monday night game against the Chiefs. Obviously, that's a big one, playing the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and what they are doing. But for Jaden to be out already, that's a big blow.
You cannot, if you're a Ravens fan or the Ravens team, you can't lose another one. Like, you can't lose this one.
You can't go 1-6. Right?
No.
1-5 is a tough hole to dig yourself
1-5 is a tough hole. 1-6, then there's no room for it. Because 10-7, 9-8. The people have got into the playoffs, but not with the way the AFC East, the top of the AFC East, top of the AFC South is looking right now. They can't afford to lose any more games.
And that's also assuming that everything goes perfect.
Correct,
all of a sudden the defense starts holding teams to 14 points a game, and their offense comes out there is no room for error. So that's why it's like, even if he's at 60%, you almost have to play Lamar on Sunday.
Yeah, not to mention, to Tony's point, if we pull up the records of the entire league right now, you look around, especially in that wild card race, it's so tight where 1-6 might be too big of a hole. BA was on here this week talking about how the Bengals are going to get it going. You got two teams in the AFC South, the Jags, we all still believe in. And then look at the AFC West. The Chargers are playing tonight, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs, So do we think the Chargers are going to collapse and completely blow up their season to the point where, they're 10-7? I just don't know, just because the faith in Harbaugh, and even the same thing with the Bills. You fully expect the Bills to turn it around and go. Yeah, me too.
Right.
So
looking at that right now, I think if you're the Ravens, I don't even know. I don't think you're trying to get a wild card because you're obviously behind those three AFC West teams, the two AFC South teams, the two AFC East teams. You literally have to hope that the Steelers aren't as good as their record is right now, and you win the North. I think winning the North is the only way probably the Ravens get in right now.
The Ravens are just trying to get a win. They're trying to get one win.
Yes.
Which let's go 1-0 this week. The old cliche situation.
What did you think about? You were on with us, but now a day later, just about the veterans
taking the toys out.
Ravens. Yeah,
I get it. I would assume that the veterans were pissed off at how maybe some young guys were handling things, that they weren't being a pro. That's the whole thing. Be a pro, and being a pro is no secret. Show up on time, don't be late to meetings, do what you say you're going to do. Be accountable to your teammates, and just do the right thing. So I'd assume, I don't know, that little things were slipping here and there. I don't know, guys I guess I could see it. See, I never really played in a locker room that had even ping pong tables. And when I was in Green Bay for 9 years, we didn't have anything. We had like the little guys would play the little roll the dice game. What is it? Not cribbage. They play cribbage.
Yahtzee?
And other ones. No, not Yahtzee,
Love
but
that.
that's what I thought of before But no, I don't know.
Uno?
They all talk about it. I never played it. We didn't have any games like that, so I don't know. But I understand vets wanting to get stuff out of there if they feel like young guys maybe can't handle. Like you guys think this is Disneyland in here. Like we're 1-5 right now. We're a terrible football team.
Yeah, Keith Bullock had a hysterical tweet about. And I don't think we have it, but it was just about how, we do actually. And it's essentially just, where is it? Yeah, in 2005, we were terrible, 4-12, young, what is it?
Young Cats.
Yeah, young Cats. Was always playing Mario Kart or some shit in the locker room during break. One time, they paused the game to play where they left off after practice. Man, I broke that system to pieces. Fuck that video game. We out here losing. Like, that type of stuff. Reading that is when it's like, okay, I could see, not a Marlon Humphrey, but a Kyle Van Noy going in there like, hey, I don't know why we're still dicking around with all this stuff. Like, get it out of here. But does that feel a little bit like an overreaction? Maybe get some of the things out. I don't know.
It's probably a couple weeks in the making when whoever the vets were talking about it. Hey man, we could get this stuff out of here. These guys don't know. They don't know what it's like. They don't know how to prepare something like that. Anytime you're losing, you're going to do something. Yeah. You're going to change something. You're going to figure it out. Oh, I got to put white laces in my cleats this week. That's going to make us win. Okay, we don't know. One guy that does know, Tone, that does understand what it means to win. We got him on the line here. He's going to be on the call tonight. Huge game, obviously. Vikings at Chargers from SoFi. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kirk Herbstreit.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
We're doing great, Kirk. What's it like out there? Obviously, we know your travels are documented, throughout every single week. It's unbelievable. I think Peter, Mitch, you got multiple dogs making the trip this week. I don't know if they're with you now. I don't know if they're joining you game day, whatever it might be. But what's it like out there? And what was it like? I assume you talked to both these coaching staffs.
Yeah, Peter's with me right now. We're flying back to Nashville tonight after the game with game day and Vandy, and I'm gonna first time bring the other guys out to say hello to some people on Saturday. But this game is interesting. Minnesota is a team that I think we're all very excited about what they can be and who they can be this year. I see your photo there of Carson Wentz. That was a big question. Was J.J. McCarthy, was his ankle going to be ready to go? Would they green light him this week or maybe wait another week? Turns out Carson will continue to go. He's 2-2 as a starter filling in for J.J. McCarthy. And yet, they've had offensive line injuries, just like a lot of teams at this point. You guys know what it's like following your teams and just the entire league. We get to this point in the season, but some have been hit a lot harder than others, and these are two really good examples of teams that are just trying to hold on, trying to survive, and getting a little healthier. But the Chargers started 3-0. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They're reeling a bit. And a big opportunity after an incredibly disappointing game, as you guys saw against Jonathan Taylor and the Colts, who they did really anything they wanted to offensively against the Chargers defense, whether it was running or Daniel Jones making good decisions. That's a whole different story. I know you guys are enjoying what Indy's been about, but the Chargers are reeling. And sometimes when you're reeling, AJ, you probably lived this. Sometimes those short weeks that are often dreaded by players, sometimes you're looking forward to just getting back out there and trying to get that bad taste out of your mouth. And my sense is that's kind of where the Chargers defense is.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, I think anytime you get beat, you cannot wait to get back out there and try to figure things out and make it right, I guess. When you watch this Chargers offense and defense play, I guess, but their offense specifically, you said they've lost 3 out of the last 4. What's going on with them? What do they have to do, I guess, to turn this thing around tonight?
Well, I just talked to Greg Roman this morning, their offensive coordinator, and their entire investment of this offseason was to get better in the backfield. And they, got Omarion Hampton from North Carolina and brought Najee Harris over from Pittsburgh. They just thought, they wanted to get back to being a great running team, take some of the heat off of the passing game and Justin Herbert. And then Slater gets hurt in camp. Rashawn Slater, one of the best left tackles in the game, gets hurt in camp. And now that was a massive blow to their culture, their DNA. So they took Joe Alt, who's a stud from Notre Dame at right tackle. They had to move him over to left tackle. And that really impacted things, I think. And then he gets hurt. So they've been playing like their fifth and sixth offensive tackle in recent weeks. And yet they're still a top 5 offense. So they went from being, hey, let's run the football, let's get 2 tight ends, and then we'll take it off of Herbert. As you see in that photo or that video there, Herbert's gotten hit more than any quarterback in the entire league because they've had to abort who they want to be, their identity, which is running the ball, and let Herbert complement the running game. They've gone back to who they were as an offense before Harbaugh and Roman got there, which is spread people out and make him throw the time. I think they were down last week. He threw it 55 times last week, and it's just not who they want to be. So they've been banged up front at the offensive line. They've lost 3 of their top 4 running backs, and so a lot of it has been on all the passing game. So that's now they go up against Brian Flores and a Vikings defense, as we all know, that loves the pressure and loves to come after you. So be interesting to see kind of the game plan that they come up with to try to negate that pressure package that Flores and the Vikings like to play with.
Ty Schmidt, you got something?
Yeah, Kirk, you mentioned the quarterback situation, how we didn't maybe know if it was going to be Carson or JJ. Whether it's who you've talked to or kind of just your opinion of the whole thing, what do you think is the ultimate plan, I guess, for the Vikings with their quarterback situation? A lot of people saying the whole J.J. McCarthy is, like a soft benching, if you will, and they're kind of just going to let Carson, find his feet. And then obviously you have what Sam Darnold's doing in Seattle that's kind of just rubbing it in a little bit. But do you have like any feel that, hey, if Carson Wentz goes out there, looks good tonight, and kind of maybe strings together a couple wins, like does he have the chance here to maybe be the Vikings starter for the rest of the season, or are they still all gung-ho on JJ and he'll be back whenever he's, I guess, healthier than he is now?
I mean, Ty, you know this division. I mean, it's your team's in there and you follow it closely. I think what you're alluding to is you almost have to read between the lines. No one is coming out, including O'Connell, and saying that, hey, here's what we think. I think they're talking strictly about the ankle and his availability, and no one's saying that Carson Wentz, who's 2-2 right now, has a chance to be the guy. I will say this: I know J.J. McCarthy in that opener against Chicago didn't play great. He had that nice quarter late to be able to pull out a win. But if you guys go back to that game, the reason I've been a big fan of J.J. McCarthy's is the juice that he brings, the way his team believes in him. And if you saw the reaction that night, you had defensive players coming down. You had JJ or Justin Jefferson. Like, everybody responds to him. So I think there's a lot there to like. I think there's a lot there to think about the potential of what he and this offense can be with him as a starting quarterback. But I think what you're alluding to is fair. I mean, what if Carson Wentz goes out tonight and just plays awesome? What if he's hitting everything, making good decisions, not turning the ball over, and they get out with a win? And then next week they're gonna ask Kevin O'Connell what's going on with the ankle. Is JJ McCarthy? Because it sounded like it was almost right on the edge of being able to pull the trigger and play him this week. So if that's the case, you get a mini bye on a Thursday night game for next Sunday. Why wouldn't he be ready to go next week, regardless of what Carson Wentz does, if he's your guy? Now I step back for a second. When you have a high ankle sprain, you're getting mental reps, but you're not. Think about it, in 2 years. Forget playing. He hasn't gotten practice, just developmental practice of getting reps, and you just wonder how much that has slowed down his potential growth. So I don't know. I don't think it's J.J. McCarthy's a miss on a draft pick. I think it's more of, we got this guy Carson Wentz that's functioning pretty well. We got our other guy that we think is going to be the guy, but he's not even on the practice field. So how do we go from a guy who's, let's say, 3-2 as a starter to a guy that's not had any reps? I don't know. I understand where the kind of the spot that he's in right now as a head coach and play caller, but I think it's a fair discussion for Minnesota media and fans to wonder, where is this heading 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now? Are we waiting for Carson Wentz to implode and then you go to J.J. McCarthy? Or does it not even matter what Wentz does? At some point, they're going to go to their guy because they believe in him, despite not getting a whole lot of reps.
Yeah, Kirk, when you watch this Vikings team, obviously you talk to Kevin O'Connell. Like, what separates him as a coach? We know, like, the old saying, hey, you could plug anybody in there at QB, it feels like, and Kevin O'Connell is going to get them right. He's going to give them a good chance to be successful. Like, from talking to him and watching him, what is it that makes him special?
I think it's just, you always hear that saying, quarterback-friendly offense. I think it's because of the way they attack. They don't put it all on the quarterback. They run the football typically when they're healthy. And by the way, Aaron Jones will be back tonight, which is a massive deal. When they picked up Jordan Mason last year from San Francisco, what they envisioned is taking some of the heat off of Aaron Jones and letting them be a tandem and a combination. And so you have that now with him coming back. So I think that's great. But I think the reason these Kirk Cousins and what we've seen under Kevin O'Connell with Sam Darnold, the reason he's able to do that is because you got great personnel around the position. They don't put everything on the quarterback. They run the ball, they boot, they naked, they play action. Their drop back game is rhythmic, timing, get the ball out. They give you answers as a quarterback. So I think he's one of the better play callers, in my opinion, in the NFL, and does as good a job as anybody at diagnosing a defense and knowing how to attack it and finding its weaknesses. So you got a Chargers defense that's more than capable of playing better than they have in recent weeks. I think they've lost a little bit of their mojo and confidence. And like I said earlier, I think a short week, getting Khalil Mack back, he played 12 snaps last week just as a pass rusher. And meanwhile, even at 34 years old, he still sets the edge and is really physical. Denzel Perryman came back last week. So I think some pieces are coming back. But to answer your question, I just think Kevin O'Connell does a really good job of providing answers and not making the quarterback feel like we're going to go as you go. I think there's enough weapons around that position. Think about it. You got Justin Jefferson, arguably the top receiver in the entire league on one side, Jordan Addison on the other. You got TJ Hawkinson, who's getting more and more healthier as far as that ACL he's recovering from, Jalen Naylor. You got Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. I mean, there's a lot there, and I think it makes the quarterback feel like, okay, I don't have to feel like I got to play Superman ball for us to be able to move the football. And if you watch Sam Darnold last year, he seemed to he'd get back, one hitch, ball's out. He gives these quarterbacks confidence because he gives them answers.
Yeah, I think we're all excited to watch the Carson Wentz experience tonight. We know that guy's going to have a few extended plays where he stumbles around, he finds a way, and who knows, maybe it'll be a 70-yard completion, maybe something else may happen. Kirk, we're going to pivot. Tone Diggs got something about college football he wants to question you on.
Yeah, Kirk, I saw your top five. I love your top five. You have the 4 undefeated teams, obviously Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Georgia Tech. Then you put Bama at 5, your first non-undefeated team. BYU is going to be pissed at you. I know they are. But I wanted to ask you about just the top 25 in the rankings in general. Because when it comes to like the college football playoff, and they're not going to do their rankings, I believe it's early November that they do theirs. Like they're going to use, I think there's 7 or 8 teams that were in the top 25 week 1 who are not in the top 25 now. And they're going to use those week 1 wins against top 25 teams like as a metric. Are you someone that, because there's a lot of people now talking, hey, we shouldn't do rankings until at least October, stuff like that. Where do you fall in all of this and then counting like those top 25 wins early in the season for the college football playoff down the line?
I don't think anybody looks at Ohio State. At least I don't think the committee should look at Ohio State as an example, beating Texas and say, hey, they were the number, whatever they were, 1 or 2 team in the country. I think if you're sitting there on that committee, that's part of your job. And the reason we don't just rely on computers is for them to look at, okay, Texas is now down at 22. That doesn't mean Texas couldn't slide up by the end of the year, but for now, that win doesn't feel as heavy as it did in the opening week. I'm a fan of preseason rankings. I'm a Reds fan. I see AJ's talk. Baseball season is typically over for me, usually well before the 4th of July. So I'm jonesing for some news and some stuff to talk about. Mm-hmm. So if an AP poll comes out in the 2nd or 3rd week in August and gets us to get excited about college football, I personally have no problem with it. I have the ability to look at a preseason poll, and after 5 weeks of football, 6, 7 weeks, I don't even know what happened in the preseason. I don't give a shit about the preseason. I'm watching football like right now. Like I watch every single week, and I have opinions that change. And And, oh, that's the team I thought they were. I guess they're not that team. Penn State is an example of that. Or a team like BYU. They lose their quarterback in the middle of camp, and they got to find a freshman, Bear Bachmeier, who no one really knew what he could do. And all of a sudden, wow, look at BYU. What am I going to hold on to my preseason thoughts on week 1 rankings of BYU? No. It's like, no, of course not. I'm looking at BYU kicking ass, taking names, and what they've done over the last 5 or 6 weeks. So I think it's a lot of just nothing else to talk about. Let's talk about how unfair preseason polls are. Mm-hmm. I don't have any issue with them at all. I think we can all adjust accordingly to actually watching football, and the teams that end up being overrated, they sink in the rankings or they drop out. So, and I don't think the committee gets caught up in preseason rankings at all when it comes to eventually early November, after 8 or 9 weeks by then of football of where they're going to stack those teams.
Good.
Kirk, what about you had some hot takes about Indiana and their Adidas uniforms. You got any? Have you come around on that at all? Has anyone come at you a little bit? I don't know. What do you think?
So did you, AJ?
Yeah, I kind of co-signed with you, Kirk.
Yeah, well, I see your shirt there, your hoodie you got on.
Right.
I made it pretty clear. I have nothing, bro. I got nothing against Adidas. When I was younger, I was incredibly loyal and just an all about Nike guy, thanks to growing up in the Michael Jordan era. Yep. But I'm not as passionate about it. But I know what I see. I know when I look at a uniform, if a uniform is tight, if it looks good.
You know what recruits see too, Kirk? You know what these high school recruits are watching at too.
Well, again, I don't know. High school recruit I don't know what's
well, the
cool.
fit, it's true. It's got to fit. So my brother played at Miami of Ohio in Ohio U. He said when they came out to warm-ups when they played big teams, they played Michigan, I believe Ohio State once. And he said they talked about Iowa. He said they came out to warm-ups and they were like, him and his teammates said, look how tight their jerseys are. Look how their pants actually fit. Like they talked about how nice it all fit them and how like it
remember when you played on the Wee Elks? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, come on.
And there was a couple guys on the team that like in 5th grade, their pants just weren't working. They're almost down to their calves. They're just too big and baggy.
Yep.
That's what the Adidas uniform looks like to me. It looks like the Little League uniform where the kids just don't quite fit into their uniform. And again, it's nothing against Adidas. I don't know anybody from Adidas. I have no loyalty to anybody. I'm just going by what I see, and what I see is just not a good uniform.
We get it. Con man, you got something?
Yeah, Kirk, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because Mendoza's spinning the pill in that uniform, so I don't think they really care. But
bro, I got him. I had him at 1 last week in the country, and it's just Ohio State's been so consistent. It's hard to not have them at 1 based on their potential. But no, Indiana, listen, what they did at Oregon, in 60 minutes, they impressed me than anything.
Oh, yeah.
The culmination of all they did last year and all they did this year up to that game. They completely won me over and everybody over if you watched them going into Eugene and winning that game. So they're legit. They're real.
The city exploded after that game, and they won, especially with what the Colts are doing now, Kirk. But something kind of came through the wire today. An SEC ref, Ken Williamson, was permanently suspended. The decision to remove the longtime referee comes in the immediate wake of an SEC review of 11 complaints against Williamson, from the Auburn-Georgia game. Now, I believe it was last year on Thursday Night Football, you were calling the Vikings game against the Rams in L.A., and that game kind of ended controversially with the face mask of Darnold. I don't know if it was Thursday Night Football, but it might.
It was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Something like this seems to be incredibly forward-thinking, if you will, when it comes to the referee situation, and there's been others as well. But when you see something like this that the SEC is doing, do you think that is something that will ever be kind of universally done by sports, not just the NFL, not just college football, but all sports across the board? The MLB, umpire during the Blue Jays Mariners game was kind of scrutinized for the same pitch, one being called a ball, the other being called a strike, and then there are situations that pop up all over when it comes to refs in sports. What do you kind of think about that situation? And also, real quick, thanks for coming on and talking to the Bugle boys. We know this show sucks without Pat, so you coming on actually makes it much better. We very much appreciate that, Kirk.
Man, I'll join you guys anytime. I love you guys. I would say, I don't know how you feel about this, Connor. I look at this where I don't mind, the bang play at first base without going to replay. I don't mind the human error. I don't mind, and I've had my teams, that I cheer for get the bad end of that. But I think there's certain calls that I think that's part of the game, where before the replay, or a guy makes it's a call in the gray area and it could go this way or that way and it goes against you and it's the end of the world. With that being said, that's kind of like the way I always grew up and just, it's part of the game. I hate blaming referees or umpires for game.
Amen.
But with that being said, I do think that if a guy has consistently had rough outings where a league or a conference has to call a coach or call an athletic director and basically apologize for a miss. And that happens at a regular rate. Then I think this is, as you said, groundbreaking. Can you guys remember anything like this?
No.
A guy in the middle of a season is asked to take a seat? I've never heard of anything like that. I think it's you talk about holding players and coaches and everybody accountable. Referees have always never really had to deal with that, maybe in the off season, but not in season. So I think it's an eye opener. I'm a referee guy. I'm pro referee. I think they fans get way too emotional about it, but I'm interested to see what this leads to. And if we end up, this is kind of like that first example, and now you start to see it more and more, not just in college football, but all around sports.
Kirk, I don't know if you saw it. You don't have to dive into it. We're going to let you roll here in a second. But NBA's dealing with some stuff, huh? Some stuff we haven't seen in a long time. This is wild, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been digging into this game, so I don't know all the I've just seen some of the headlines. You guys can shed some light. There was the mafia involved, I saw.
Cosa Nostra.
Yeah. The Chauncey Billups allegedly. They're being arraigned today, was what Shams told us. Chauncey Billups allegedly kind of fixing illegal poker games, and AJ made the point like it's already an illegal game, and then they're doing illegal stuff on top of it. And then Terry Rozier is more so allegedly.
That's actually on the court, right?
Yeah, Terry's on the court. Yeah, similar to Jonte Porter, if you remember from the Raptors last year.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people with the access to at least the sports betting, not the stuff going on with a card game, but the sports betting stuff, I think a lot of people have been alluding to the slippery slope and how this could very easily lead to some issues. And maybe this will be something that sends a clear message that people are watching, and you got to be super careful with what you're doing. And it's just anything that happens in the news. Nothing necessarily really, I think, surprises any of us. We're just so used to one thing after another. It takes a lot for us to all say, holy cow, can you believe this? But this one definitely makes you think, how deep does it go? Is this going to be a domino effect potentially? And are there other people out there that maybe go down as well? But I hate to see it. I think it's awful.
Yeah, I'm sure the league is scrambling behind the scenes, obviously trying to figure everything out right now. And Kirk, we know you will be on the call tonight. Obviously, Vikings at Chargers, and then flying tomorrow, Missouri at Vanderbilt. You pumped for tomorrow, especially, Kirk? I mean, Saturday game, buddy.
I am. I'm looking forward to. I think the one time I've lived in Nashville since 2011. The one time we were there for the show was 2008 when I was still living in UA. And so it's been a long time since we've been there, but Diego Pavia and Clark Lee have created that. And by the way, Missouri needs to be a big part of. They're a top 15 team coming off a tough loss last week, but I think they're a team that's fired up from listening to their coach. Drink seems to be playing the disrespect card, but they're going to come in ready to roll. And then I fly to Baton Rouge after game day, so it seems like a home game, but I got to go down to Baton Rouge. Not have to, I get to. go down to Baton Rouge for Texas A&M, who I think is 3, if I'm not mistaken. Against LSU team that already has a couple losses. They're in desperation mode for a win. So I'll be calling that one Saturday night with Chris and Holly and our crew on ABC. How about these ABC games, guys? Every single week.
So good. What's Baton Rouge like at night, Kirk? I've never been there even during ever. Like that's got to be
you
pretty amazing.
Bring your boys.
I know.
You got to bring your boys down there for that, and your wife. I mean, you guys would love it just because you're football crazy people. I mean, you just to be able to take it in and see it. It's you're splitting hairs when you talk about the shoe at night. If it's a bit, if Ohio State's playing Northwestern versus when they're playing a team that's a top 5 team, the difference, right? And LSU, all these places are the same way. It's deafening. It's the whiteout, LSU at night, especially right now when they're playing a number 3 team in the country. It's awesome. It's just, you can smell bourbon in the air. You can smell the smokers outside are cooking. I mean, it's a very festive, different kind of atmosphere that I love going to every single time we get a chance to get down there.
Yeah, that's someplace I'll hopefully get to at some point. But Kirk, enjoy the game tonight. We will all be watching you, and Al, enjoy your halftime meal. I know Al gets great food for you guys out there. Should be a fun 12 minutes for you. I know NFL halftimes are only about 12 minutes. It's
quick.
Tough. It's tough for you guys.
Yeah.
In college, 20 minutes, probably much easier for Al to eat if he was doing those games. But thanks again, Kirk. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Herbstreit. Man. Yeah, Kirk's got a pretty good travel situation going on throughout the week. So he usually leaves Wednesday every week.
He's had a lot of. He's been to Seattle, LA. He's had a lot of
coast to coast.
Yes,
and he's not even calling
game day.
Mizzou Vandy.
He's had a couple NFL games, West Coast, Oregon, West Coast, where he has then had his game East Coast or whatever. He's the schedule hasn't really fared him yet.
So what year is this for him doing Thursday night prime?
I think he said 4.
Yeah, 4.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty
great.
amazing.
It doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't. I mean, Wemby's in his 3rd year, right?
Yeah,
that doesn't feel like that. I feel like I watched him get drafted a week ago.
Yeah, it's even like when we talked about Zion and John Moran yesterday. Yeah. It's like you think these guys are, about to be 30, and then you realize they're 25 and 26. It's like so much of the time I feel like just because we were in it every day, like the time feels like it goes by a little faster, and then when you look at like the actual years when these kids were kids, but Zion and John.
But they are kids compared to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's just insane. But I mean, the 4th year now too, like good for them finally getting good game after good game. They really went through the bullshit, terrible prime time for a while.
Was Prime doing a deal when they were? Was it Prime when they were doing the whole color rush situation? That wasn't Prime. That was
NFL Network.
I think I played in the first Thursday night NFL game. We played the Cowboys, 2000-something. Aaron stepped in.
Yeah.
Was that the first one they ever did?
Color Rush?
I don't know if it was the first one, but I remember, Favre getting hurt, and he came in, and
Aaron came in and played great. The Cowboys ended up winning, but it was a Thursday night.
There's that clip of Collinsworth being like, boy, they're in trouble if he's got to play.
Yeah. Then Aaron came in and was slinging it.
Yeah, they're like 2 touchdowns, and he looked great.
Here we are.
Yeah,
17 years later.
Aaron is playing. He's playing his old squad. Packers are coming to town, coming to Pittsburgh to play Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe Aaron's out there talking. Is there animosity, Tone? Is there anything going on? Run that, Foxy.
I don't have any animosity toward the organization. Obviously, I wish that things have been better in our last year there, but I have a great relationship with a lot of people still in that organization, and this is not a revenge game for me. I'm just excited to see some of those guys and be on Sunday Night Football again.
Have your feelings toward the organization evolved the longer you've been away from them, that not feeling animosity? Is that something you kind of had to work to feel, or work to get to this point?
We're always working on ourselves and trying to be better than we were previous day, previous month, previous year. But
best me.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, maybe. I have a lot of great memories from my time there. A lot of great interactions with fans over the years, living in Green Bay, living in Swamico, living in Hobart, going to Chives, being out and about, seeing people at the Piggly Wigglies when I'm shopping for groceries. I grew up there. I spent 18 years there, from 21 to 39, so I'm thankful for my time there. Obviously, would have loved to ride off in the sunset after a Super Bowl win, but that's not the way the league goes sometimes. And I knew the writing was on the wall when Jordan was picked. And as a matter of time, I happened to win MVP the first 2 years he was with us.
Someone using a hairdryer.
But I knew at some point there would be a change, and if I wanted to play, it'd probably have to be elsewhere. So I understand the situation.
What do you think, Tone Diggs? You believe him? No animosity? He seems very happy in that clip.
He does seem very happy. He's in a good spot right now. But no, why would he have any animosity? Like, yes,
time heals all.
Yeah, and it's been a while. Like, I think there was potentially some animosity when the decision was made to leave there. But yeah, at this point, no.
If this game was in Green Bay, it'd be a little different.
Yeah,
going back to Lambeau would be. He mentioned like a bunch of. Landmark, the Piggly Wiggly. That's the grocery store there.
Where we went.
Yeah, we've been to Chives
Yes.
with Coach with Big Mike.
It was great.
Chives. That's Aaron's spot always. But yeah, I don't know. What do you have, Tone Diggs?
I do have to say I came on yesterday because it hadn't been announced yet. The Steelers are wearing their yellow helmets with their throwback, but luckily the Packers are wearing all whites. They're going to be having white helmets on, so we don't have double yellow helmet game.
So it's color rush for the Packers.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Color rush for the Packers.
Well,
Steelers, old school throwback.
Steelers
Winter storm warning.
Yeah, second
Arctic thunder.
Second week in a row we have to play a team that's wearing all white. So that's kind of bullshit, I guess.
I saw Ben claims that Aaron's one pick maybe because of that. But then I saw there's a video. It wasn't really anywhere near the
what do you
white
say?
painting on the field.
What are you calling?
I love Ben standing up for Aaron and for his squad. I really do.
Yeah, I think like because there was videos of them talking and meeting on the field during camp and during practices, and I'm sure they've talked about. But yeah, I mean, Ben has always respected Aaron. He's going to stand up for the quarterback in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might be from one of those bullshit fake accounts that tweet stuff like ML Football and JP Football. But allegedly, the Steelers want Rodgers to play in 2026.
Yeah, actually, no.
I
think that was from, and I could be wrong because I did see it from one of those accounts, but they actually gave credit to someone. I think it was Jeremy Fowler, who is a legitimate reporter. And by the way that he's played so far, apparently he's leading meetings on Thursday. He's in front of the room. They do player-led meetings on Thursday, and Aaron's basically leading the
now.
Yes, today as we speak. So everything has gone swimmingly as far as Aaron is concerned this year, is like with the team.
I mean, 4 touchdowns against the Bengals, but he couldn't, Joe Flacco.
Well, he couldn't see.
He couldn't see that one play. Yeah, of course.
Because they painted the walls too.
Yep, you're right.
That was bull.
Oh, you're right.
A lot of white out there.
I was there. I could see how he got confused. I can see that.
It's that kind of bullshit shenanigans that you guys do over in that city.
Kirk was. I didn't get to ask Kirk. I texted him before that game last week. I went to the Bengals-Steelers game at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. I didn't get to see Kirk pregame. My kids got to go out on the field. I was stuck in a traffic jam in a separate car, riding my way into the stadium. So I didn't get to see Kirk on the field. But
I can't even see the Bengals players in this.
Yeah,
where are they?
Was he wide open or?
Oh no, there's a guy right behind.
Oh, see the walls? Look how white they are. You can barely see.
They are white.
And field
the
goal post.
That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a whole lot to stand on with Ben's argument, but I get it. It makes sense. It really does. And of course, why wouldn't you want Aaron back? Look how he's moving around. Look how he feels.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could easily be
through
like,
the ball 70 yards. I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, bingo.
Crow hopping into it. So that when Aaron did that was the longest ball thrown in the air in the NFL, or that Aaron's thrown
in the NFL.
In the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I first thought. That's the longest that he's thrown since 2017 when he was playing. But no, it's everybody in the league.
Yes,
and it's not like he got a huge crow hop. He just got like 1.5 little crow hop into that, and he had a guy kind of right in front of him too.
Can't even see that.
Yeah, and
we can't see anything there, right?
No, can't see.
Ridiculous. There might be 15 guys in the NFL.
Oh man, then it's got to be cheating, isn't it?
I mean, this is an absolute huck.
It's awesome.
They said, 70 air yards? But if that thing were to have landed, it would have been a couple yards in the end zone.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, if you're him, because you kind of have to take the Achilles year out completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he envisioned that as one of
even last year.
And even last year with how bad they were. It's like, is he... Maybe he's not leading after Stafford through 5, but, like, he's top 5 in the NFL in touchdown passes right now. Like, he clearly can still play. And for all intents and purposes, like, he's loved being in Pittsburgh so far. It seems like he loves all of his teammates. He obviously loves Coach Tomlin. So, yeah, I mean, if he can stay healthy, like, why not? Basically play until you feel like, if he goes out there and he feels good, physically he feels good and like mentally he feels sharp, but then like if he's just not able to produce, that's one thing. He's still playing at as high of a level as you could ask,
as long as Broderick Jones doesn't kill him.
Yeah, there's a chance.
I saw Aaron. He's good. Aaron loves his passion, loves it. He gets excited. He said, "I'm 41. You can't be tackling me from behind."
Text him. Said, "Hey, I love it." But
I told Broderick, just punch him in the chest. Get it there, just let it front him up. He don't want to get tackled from behind. That's the thing. If you like, hey, bomb, punch him in his chest or the stomach, maybe that'll get him very excited. I think. or maybe punch him in the elbow or the shoulder. There's a little celebration we're all used to. Well, who's supposed to win this game, Tone?
The Packers are favored by 3 at Pittsburgh.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think the Packers are the way that the Steelers defense is playing. I think the Packers are the better football team, but this is one that the Steelers traditionally win, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did win in this one.
Yeah, and Tony knows his Steelers. That was my big takeaway from last week. After the Bengals beat the Steelers, Tony basically said the whole day, like, this is a game the Steelers lose, so be careful. And I wasn't careful. I thought the Steelers were going to win.
Yeah, and quick pivot, the dynamic kickoff situation, I wanted to make sure we touch on this before the hard out. So the kickoff, the NFL is claiming that they have this whole thing figured out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, what are they saying with this?
Well, and that's kind of what it seems like. 79.3% of kickoffs have been returned.
Which is what we wanted. We wanted stuff returned. We want it in play. We want to make it a football play.
Yes, you just didn't want it to be a kick through the end zone. And the fact that now it's damn near 80% of kickoffs are being returned, that's incredible. Highest rate since 2006. 32 returns of at least 40 yards, and that's something that's really changed the game. Like, we've seen situations now where the kickoff has won and lost games, both not being able to get the ball through the back of the end zone and guys being able to return it to the 40, and it's a couple plays and all of a sudden you're in field goal range. So it is, it does seem as though the dynamic kickoff after a couple years here is the answer. Now, the other thing they're working on is the onside kick thing. I think it was, one of 120 onside kicks have actually been recovered. So now at the owners' meetings, they're kind of, playing with, again, the 4th and 15 proposal about doing that as a play instead of the onside kick. That one's just kind of up in the air. Who knows what happens there? But from the kickoff perspective, I'm kind of used to it now, where it doesn't really look that weird. You know exactly what you're getting.
I don't know. It still looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
Were you on the hands team?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I guess it's because of injuries and stuff like that. Like, why can't we just go back to the old onside?
We can definitely do the onside because they don't like the running collisions. We're got 30, 40 yards gaining ground, and then bam, those collisions. That's what I feel like they were taking. That's what's dangerous. Those are the scariest hits. With the onside, what do you have, 10 yards they're running? Mm-hmm. I was always the front line, so my job was to block the dudes.
Yeah.
I'm going to block it, and guess what? Jordy Nelson's standing behind me. Hopefully, I know he's going to get it. So I'm going to go block this dude, but we only have maybe 10 yards between us. That's doable. We don't want 40, 50 yards, guys sailor diving and knocking themselves out in the wedge. That's what they wanted to get rid of.
I just don't understand why we can't go back to that and why teams have to declare it before they kick it. Like, it just
dumb, I think.
That's one of the most electric plays in a game, and it's completely been eliminated. Like, you never, or if like you're a team that is down by a couple scores, like you are never thinking like, oh, there's a chance we're going to recover an onside kick. Like, you're not
going to get it. Hey, before we're hard out, I want to see. I believe we have a graphic with Coach Mike McCarthy's pick for tonight somewhere, and I believe Pat's pick, because I'm going to make a pick for the game tonight. We just got done talking to Kirk Herbstreit. I'm not sure, man. When Big Mike talks about these games, I know he doesn't any division rivalries. He's tough, but where's Mike going? Here we go. This is the first time we're seeing this.
He's got Vikings plus 3.5. Vikings with the points, I believe.
Yeah, I have a little blurb from him here. He said, if the Chargers go out there to Vikings corners like the Eagles did, that could be an issue. Okay, whoever runs the ball the best and the most will win. The obvious factor is obviously going to be the turnover ratio battle. That's going to factor into the game. Like you mentioned, AJ, it's not a division game, but that's still too many points. That's why he likes the Vikings.
Vikings at what? What is that again?
3.5 plus 3.5.
Yeah.
They're getting 3.5?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Coach Mike? I'm going to take the Vikings as well. I'll ride with you. I don't know what Pat picked yet. You guys know what Pat picked?
I'm not sure. Do we?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Vikings Chargers. That was not. Believe me, I had no clue.
I will say this, Pat. You're welcome. You can get Chargers -3.
Boom.
Okay, you have -3. That's a big deal. That is a big deal.
That is huge.
All right. So myself, Coach Mike McCarthy, we're on the Vikings. Pat is on the Chargers.
-3, yeah.
-3. Okay.
I mean, that 4-0 for Harbaugh.
Carson. Let's do it, Carson.
Yeah. I love it, man. I can't wait to bet on Carson Wentz to throw for 400 yards. Probably not the time to say that, but I can't wait for it to happen.
It had been the Dogs as well. They had won, I think, 7 of 8 until Thursday Night Football last week, and when the Bengals continued that, but then Sunday Night Football, and then both games on Monday night, the favorites one.
I mean, I understand these trends. I understand all of that when it comes to gambling, but in the moment, in the night, when they're out there playing, it has nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah, nothing matters.
But if you're strictly just going, analytics, checking
Well,
the
you
trends,
gotta let people have all the information. Let them decide.
Mm-hmm. You're a fool not to look at the information.
You should look at it, right? How hard do you look at it?
If you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it, AJ.
Who said that?
I believe that was Albert Einstein.
Was it really?
Or Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, well, you never know. We don't know. We're up against a hard out. We're not sure who said anything at any point in the history of this great, beautiful country. But we will be here tomorrow. We appreciate you guys watching. See you tomorrow.
Dude.
Well done,
Yeah,
Hoggle.
Yeah.
I should have said digital, all that stuff. I missed all that. But, we're talking ball.
Hey, and also when you do miss all that, that's why Nick posted a cool bottom thing up because it says it all in there.
Thank you, Nick.
Just in case.
Thank you, Nick. Always looking out for me. I appreciate you, boys.
It was George Santayana originally in 1905, and then Winston Churchill made it a little more famous.
There it is.
Co-opted it. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, those presidents had speechwriters way back in the day.
No,
right?
no.
Going back till
Nope.
the first president, I would assume, right?
FDR never did.
You think George Washington you fucking prick. You don't know shit about George Washington.
You think they had enough ink to be writing with their quills to be?
I don't know. I'm just checking. It's in real time.
That
I'm
came
just asking
straight from the
questions.
top of the dome.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, there is a sweet new George Washington show coming out on HBO. It's like a whole entire
about him
show about George Washington's life.
Does it start with the tree?
The tree's in it. The tree's in it.
The cherry tree is there.
I think. But it is him basically as a teenager becoming.
What was he like as a teenager?
He's a dog.
A fucking legend.
Yeah. What kind of question is that?
I would like to know.
Who do you think we're
I only know
talking
George
about?
Washington, the president. I want to know George Washington,
Watch
the
the
kid.
series then, dickhead.
When's it come out? I'm just hearing
I don't know.
about
It comes out soon. I'm assuming President's Day.
It better be. Hopefully, it's not too boring too. We gotta.
George Washington. Oh, good Lord.
I didn't say anything about it. I mean, I think we have something about these speechwriters.
Who else do you want to question today? Gandhi?
Judson Welliver is generally credited as his first presidential speechwriter, serving as a literary clerk for President. Okay, Warren G. Harding. Okay, in 1921.
World War I.
First person hired specifically for this role. The beginning of modern presidential speechwriting. So that's a big deal now, right?
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, Warren G. Harding was a big fucking fatso, so that would make sense that he was lazy and he needed someone else to write a speech for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That checks a lot of boxes. Have you seen The King's Speech?
I have not. No, the movie from back in the day that won all those awards?
Yeah, bingo. Very cool.
Is it actually good?
Yeah, very, very good, especially because it's a topic that is boring, writing speeches for a king or whatever. But the entire story, because he was a king with a speech impediment, and so it wasn't just a speech
Who played the king in that?
Colin Firth.
There it is.
I think I remember seeing a trailer when he's like doing burpees or push-ups or something.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that real?
Yeah. Everything they do in the movie is what the king actually did to beat his stammer, because obviously very important, the king talking, and this is in England, royal family's complete bullshit.
So it's a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story. The king, he had a stutter. His older brother decided not to be the king, so he had to be the king. And back then, really just radio. So the only thing people really heard from you was what you were saying. And because he had a stutter, people made fun of him and all that shit. And then the King's Speech, the entire movie is just about, King's speech writing rather for kings, and just him himself. It's a very unique situation because he had a stutter, but him himself, like working out his stutter in order to deliver his first speech as king.
So he beat it.
Yeah, it is a very, very, it's a very good.
If you're telling me that's a good movie, because in the moment I remember watching, thinking, I see a lot of these other movies I've actually watched that should win these awards, but that one won a lot of awards.
Yeah, and that one I would say deserved just because it was uniquely and good.
Yeah, Oscar bait for sure. You probably wouldn't be able to mentally comprehend it, so I don't know if you would enjoy it very much. But
I struggle with accents. You know that.
I know. No, it's good. It's good though.
I don't know.
Something to think about. But again, I mean, tonight it's fucking Vikings Chargers.
So
Vikings about movies.
Maybe on your way home, when you drive home, watch it.
Yeah, maybe on the drive home it'll keep me awake. You think it will?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boy, we're kind of in the danger zone now with you, huh?
You're driving away from the sun though, so you should be all right though, right?
Yeah. You know what?
Driving right into that.
I've realized it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore where the sun is. If your body's shutting down and telling you to take a nap, you say, hey, pull off into that gas station on the side of the road. You might need to sleep for 12 minutes.
How often do you do that?
Depends how much I'm driving, but now I'm not. Now I used to fight through it. I used to power through. I would just, I got this. Yeah, of course. Let's open a
drive
window.
onto the shoulder a little bit.
Hit the rumble strips a few times.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
My stupid car now. I like my older car. I didn't even have a GPS system. My truck now says multiple times, flashes warnings that you need to get coffee. It says you need a coffee break. I got to press OK to say shut up, and it'll say like stop swerving. Bruce, I see, is shaking his head. Does he have a car that has this?
I've been in one where that does that.
Anyway, doo-doo-doo. I'm trying to turn these alerts off, bud. Like even if I'm dead asleep, that's not waking me up.
That's fair.
I have gotten to the point. I used to also just be like, "Oh fuck it, let's power through." Like
it's not safe.
Yeah, me and Zito drove back from Tampa in a U-Haul, and we drove it straight through, and honestly, it was easy. Now, if I'm going anywhere that is over 4 hours away, I make sure I stop 2.5 hours in just to reset. Like, okay, we're halfway through.
Nice. That's smart of you.
Yeah, let's get a water. Let's get some peanuts. Yep. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get trail mix.
Sure.
You know, and then you
Chex
kinda,
Mix even.
Boom. Oh, dude.
Chex Mix at like the Sheets or local truck stop. That's not bad.
I mean,
keep you up.
if you're lucky enough to see a Buc-ee's.
We don't have Buc-ee's in Ohio though.
No,
I don't think. You have Buc-ee's here?
No, you gotta go south. I believe Kentucky's the first one.
Yeah.
Is it Foxy? You like Buc-ee's back there? I saw his eyes light up.
No, I've never been to Buc-ee's before.
It's not a northern thing.
No, northeast even.
It's basically this. It's a gas station the size of a super Walmart.
Yes.
Is that what you would
Bingo.
say?
Nailed it.
I
Yes.
get it. Everyone likes these things. In my head, it's still a gas station. It can't be that great. But
It's kinda great.
I know everyone's going to hate me for saying that.
Yeah. What do you mean, everyone?
What's your
Me,
version
bitch?
of that case? The gas station in Michigan? Like, is it Wawa? Is it Sheets? It's not.
We don't
Buc-ee's?
have those either.
Marathon.
Yeah, I mean
that doesn't count. That's why he doesn't get it.
To Foxy's point, and maybe this is kind of the two sides of the coin here, I guess. Since I didn't have it, I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
He didn't have it. He thinks it's stupid.
Do we have anyone here that grew up with a Buc-ee's close to their house? Because are they sick of it?
No, but the world's biggest truck stop is in Iowa, right before you leave the.
What's it called?
It's called the world's biggest
That's
truck
it?
stop. Yes. Yeah, you look it up. It's pretty sweet.
What goes on there?
Well, I'm not a trucker, so I'm usually getting off there to take a massive shite.
A lot of stuff goes on there.
But I think you could probably assume a fair amount of lot lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still a thing? They still doing it?
I think so. I mean, I'm not
tell
a
us.
trucker, so I don't know.
Tell us.
But, it's pretty cool. You can get a nice warm shower there if you'd like,
I've always thought about that. Put my name in to get on the list. Get a shower at like Love's, different ones. Yeah, I stop at Love's.
Love's a solid one.
I find myself when I drive from here and back to Columbus, I stop at the same. I always think I'm going to new gas stations.
Same one.
Always going to the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know these people. I
You
know
should,
them well.
though. That's the smart
I
thing.
buy
to
little
do.
trinkets. They got like little lighters that are pistols. I got lasers. I get them. Oh, my kids will love this. And I buy it for myself and forget to give to them.
Yeah, that's classic. That's shit that happens at a gas station. I mean, why do you think I had 200 pairs of sunglasses? Still have 200 pairs. Why do you think I got there? Because I would go into a gas station that I knew had good ones.
Yeah.
I'm coming here every single time to get this cool shit.
Well, it's smart.
Yeah, hey,
want
look,
it.
you find something that's good, you hold on to that shit.
I got a fly gun that uses CO2 now. I suggest you get it. It's a 6-shooter.
Really?
Yeah, so like I had the pump, I got the big pump shotgun. Everybody's got that. It's
You
from
got a
Amazon.
6-shooter?
Yeah, so I got this. Now it's like it comes with a little. You guys used to buy. You guys are
Cap
too young.
gun.
Cap guns when you were a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's like the cap gun. You pop in there. I'd say the barrel is that long on this thing. It's a pistol, handgun, revolver, and then you pop the CO2 right in the butt of it, and those flies don't have a chance.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
It works.
It's a
What's
real.
it, knock them unconscious, dead? Like
They go past. We don't worry about being unconscious. We just explode them right away.
It obliterates
so they're
them?
just.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think this thing has like. I see something they popped up. The barrel was a little bigger than the one I had than that one. Extend that barrel about 5 inches, and that's the one I have.
Okay.
CO2 goes right into where your palm is, right in the butt of that. And I realized I bet I have 85 extra CO2 canisters because I was worried that I was going to run out because I was like, when I had BB guns growing
You never
up,
have too much.
and I still have BB guns. Like the CO2 runs out too fast. So Jack Carr, you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets warm and there's flies all over your house. Like sometimes I'll get 5, 6 within like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, you should carry binos around.
Why do you have so many flies that you just poop it on your floor?
No, every
you got
once in a
kids,
while.
you're leaving the goddamn back door open all the time.
I had a dumpster for a while too. That's a big thing. When it's hot, it's June, July, those flies want to come in. They're going to breed.
How much garbage do you have at your house?
Well,
Why do you need a dumpster?
I mean, because if you get a dumpster for a week, you're going to want it for life. I'm just going to let you know.
I agree.
It's that awesome.
100% agree with you.
And my buddy owns a dumpster company, so I got one put out. Hey, it's pretty tough.
Bill has a dumpster too.
Does he? Bill back here?
Yep.
Is Bill still working out in his office back there? I know he built a whole piece of machinery, a dip, pull-up situation. Is that still back there?
It's still back there. He doesn't use it, though. He's in the hog house usually.
Yeah, but Bill has been, I mean, you've seen Bill. He's fucking jacked right now.
I've watched Bill run. Bill is very light on his feet, very springy.
Yeah, big motor.
Yeah, he actual for shoot, like track record at his high school.
I heard that. High school, around here?
Yeah. Down south, I think. I don't fucking know where this shit is. I don't know where
Down
anything
south,
is.
in Indiana?
Yeah, in Indiana, yeah.
How's the U-ball going? Is Pat still the champ?
Yes.
Him and Evie?
Yeah, him and Evan won, I believe, 11 straight.
Yeah, Pat and Fox had their way with
How'd
us
AQ
yesterday.
do?
Not good.
Yeah, AQ is not very good at U-ball.
Who was his partner?
Me.
Tony.
We sucked.
Did you guys both suck together, or
Yes,
did one of
we
you
both-
suck
we
worse
both
than the
sucked
others?
It wasn't even about that yesterday. It was just more about how good Foxy and Pat were. I mean, there was times.
Is it just draining shots, or they
Yeah.
reading the rebounds really
Both,
nice?
all of it.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
All of it.
But if you're playing to 11,
Yes.
the games could go by pretty quick.
Some of them do. Some of them don't. It
those-
just depends.
Airball gives you -1.
Yes.
Airball meaning it doesn't hit the rim, or what if it just hits the backboard?
Backboard's good. No, nothing. If it hits nothing, it's an air ball.
Are there a lot of airballs?
Yeah.
Tend to be.
Yeah, I guess you're shooting that tiny ball. I shot a few of them. It felt like I was shooting a golf ball.
Yeah, it's much harder.
Because you could definitely play to you could just wail it off the backboard, but you're never going to get enough points to
No, I want to
Sustain
make it.
success.
Yeah, I need to make
If you're shooting to make
I'm
it,
trying to make
air
those
balls
shots.
come into play.
There is a chance, and granted, it still has to be approved by the committee, but there is a chance that we have new U balls, actually. Z ordered a couple very nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
Very plump new mini basketballs for the U ball. We'll see how it works, kind of a trial run.
What do you mean plump?
Then just very, very filled up, very grippy.
A lot of PSI in there?
Yeah. Bingo, there it is. PSI, plump
balls.
Plump space initiative.
Because right now, one of them's inflated, one of them's deflated. It changes the
kind of what makes
rebounding
U-ball.
aspect of the game. Yeah, it's kind of a circus game, which we enjoy.
We
that
got
part
needle.
of it.
We got needle and pump.
Well, no,
that guy?
that's what we mean. The committee has to kind of deliberate as far as do we even want to have two balls that are the same? Do we like the two different balls in the game? Does anybody want to do that?
Yeah.
It's just something we kind of have to trial and error here.
But no, Pat and Foxy are.
You guys are on fire.
We were on absolute fire yesterday.
So you beat
Defense.
AQ and Tone. What's the score?
Yeah, we beat AQ
we don't need
and
to know the
Tone. We
score.
beat D-Butt and D-Bone.
Nobody's getting
D-Bone
skunked,
got really
right?
upset
No,
about
nobody's
it.
ever
We
been
beat
skunked.
Hold
Connor.
on. Let
Nobody's
Foxy kind of go into the D-Bone, D-Butt debacle they face.
I know D-Bone never jumps when he tips it. I know
Well,
Yeah, New York's starting to make that a point of emphasis. Hey, you can't catch the ball and then jump. You have to jump, catch the ball, put it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had a really good day yesterday, and then Bone said, I'm so competitive, and got really upset about it all, and then drank a Red Bull at 6 p.m. and ran out of
He
here.
did it. He's sour grapes. He was sour grapes.
Wait, did he say the words, I'm so competitive?
Basically.
he said, I haven't been in like a competitive setting in a long time, so like.
He said, I
is he?
bet I would win if I played with a professional athlete as he's playing with Darius Butler.
It was crazy.
With the professional athlete. D-Butt could play in the NBA right now.
D-Butt's hit his
probably.
head off the top of the backboard multiple times.
Yeah, like the best basketball player, just all around by a mile.
Can jump out of the gym.
Is D-Butt,
He's
yeah.
D-Bone's partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, Team Bone and Butts. I thought they were dominant for a while. Where is D-Boner? He's over there making graphics.
Bro, he's not right now. He's
gritting his
slamming
teeth
a
into
pillow.
dust.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's so competitive
He's
and he
too
lost?
competitive?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You know how it goes?
He's probably got his
I
arm.
guess competitive people, that's what they do, man. Him, Michael Jordan, we saw Michael Jordan, right? He drained the free throw with that clip.
Oh, yeah.
Did that come out before that, Foxy? I don't know if we have that, but Michael Jordan
Yeah,
told the
well.
whole story to Mike Tirico on NBC at halftime, which is that what it's going to be for the rest?
I don't know.
I'm hoping not. I still have faith that there's a chance they do a studio show and then he
He'll
goes
be at
to
the
the
desk
studio
once
for
or twice.
I would guess that there's a chance it's going to be like Jeets when he was first on with baseball, where it was basically like, yeah, I'm not doing any of the regular season fucking bullshit, but when the World Series gets around, like, sure, I'll come out and be on the desk with you guys.
Is that the only time Jeets was on the desk, really?
I think he's done it a
Jordan?
little bit more, but like when he first got hired, yeah, it was like, hey, I'll be there for the big moments.
Hey, credit to Michael Jordan for actually doing this. So he got an Airbnb, and then the guy, I don't know if it was contingent when he booked the Airbnb.
It sounded like no.
You bring your whole family out and everybody, which is very, very nice of Michael Jordan to do. He doesn't have to do that. But he not only did he meet him, take pictures. He comes out here and drain a free throw, and guess what? It was nothing but net. He was not lying to Tirico.
Yeah, it was a pure swish. He actually tells kind of sweet information about the free throw, too.
Did he?
Like, he explained the reasoning the NBA moved the blocks out wider was because Wilt Chamberlain was like too big.
Scored 100.
And basically, and then he also explained why there's a little, I think we're rewinding to it, but he kind of, it's tough to hear, so hopefully you can. We'll see.
Jacob.
How come they can go over this line when the
You got it?
when the swat?
They can. But you know where that line come from? The line used to be in. Moved it out.
Right.
How? What? Look at you.
Yeah.
You know? Lucas, move back, See buddy. the center circle?
I'm an old guy.
You remember the center circle? They didn't have it. Wilt Chamberlain used to take a drive, take off, and lay up. That was the free throw. So now you can't start the shot outside the center circle, and you can't break this line until it hits the rim. That's what Wilt Chamberlain was.
Had no idea about it.
He said, please make it?
Yeah. So cool.
That was pressure, man.
That's pretty sweet. I mean, it is pressure. Yeah, there's little kids wearing Jordan jerseys. They never watched him play, obviously. None of you guys probably even watched him play.
Never. I never saw them. They definitely did.
The NBC stuff, that was whole, they were smart,
Yes.
pulling at the old nostalgia situation
I was
there.
8 in 96, and that was about like my first sports memory is the
Marv Albert?
Jim Harbaugh Hail Mary against the Steelers in 1995. So yeah, I would have been watching MJ at that time.
I was watching. Ty, you were watching Jordan back then?
Without a doubt.
Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
Felt like every Sunday the Bulls were playing.
That's what I said the day after. I was like, I had like the most intense deja vu of like sitting on my couch, like being 7 years
awesome.
old, watching the Bulls play. Like it was insane.
Yeah, and they asked the players who were playing on NBC, like, what do you remember from NBC basketball? And they're like,
nothing. I wasn't born.
I saw that, man. Nothing at all. Yeah.
They're like, I didn't know they played basketball. And then someone just said, like, oh, Michael Jordan. And then they cut to the Jordan thing, man. The NBC thing was great.
Cool.
And it also has definitely raised the ESPN game, too. The Chuck and Shaq and
last night
Ernie
they said
and
this is who said that? Shaq said this is the real opening night?
Yeah,
last night Shaq, I believe, said that when
that
the,
was
when
great.
the show
Like
started.
that being on ESPN, the NBC
This was
pregame,
great.
the prime,
Charles
the prime pregame, like all of the deaths are really really cool.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see much of the prime stuff. Was the prime stuff
It
running?
hasn't happened yet.
Okay, good. I was wondering, like,
Tonight?
it wouldn't run at the same time.
I think it's tomorrow.
How do we know which games are where?
So, yeah, that's the thing you kind of
When you
really
look
have
at
to
it,
look
it'll
at.
come up on your whatever.
It feels as though Monday night is going to be NBC or Tuesday, whatever. Tuesday. Tuesday is NBC. Yeah, here we go. So Sunday is NBC, Monday's Peacock, Tuesday NBC Peacock. Yeah, then Wednesday ESPN. Tonight is ESPN though. The two games
Correct.
tonight, the Thunder, Pacers, and Nuggets, Warriors. But looks like Prime's going to normally be Thursday, probably
is-
after football.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
After football's over,
interesting.
right?
Okay, that would
Yeah,
make
and then
sense.
Friday Prime. Like I assume tomorrow and Saturday are the first two Prime pregame shows, but do not take that as fact. I'm just guessing looking at
Tomorrow
the
is.
schedule. Yeah,
I know
tomorrow
they.
is.
I know they played that with Chuck, who they broadcast for, which person
It was
broadcast
funny.
for which
Yeah.
thing. It was pretty good. I don't know. I have genuine questions who they all work for.
Me
now,
too.
Like he was so confused because he's like, they popped up Allie LaForce, who was the sideline person for all of TNT games last year and before, and he's like, Allie, she was with us last year, right? And then he guessed, so he just assumed that she went over to ESPN, but no, she's still with TNT doing like just other sports.
And TNT doesn't have basketball, right?
No,
not anymore.
But they have
so
college.
weird.
They
It's
have
just
college football, and they have. They still have baseball? No.
Well,
assume-
TBS does.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, they might have some March Madness, maybe.
They do.
Oh,
they do.
For sure, they definitely.
And they get the ESPN sold some of the rights to the college football playoff. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tony's point.
Everything is everywhere now.
It's crazy.
It's all over the place. Tough for old people like me, I guess, to figure out where it is. I just got to ask young people.
Yeah,
Ask
we'll
my
help you out.
kids.
Yeah, we'll help
Thank you. Please do. How old are you now, Con Man?
I'm 30.
Are you 30?
Yeah, I'm
You look
30
great.
years old.
You look great. Bill, how old is Bill over here? 29?
29.
You guys are all very young.
Yeah, I
you guys
think-
look good, though.
Bone and
Majority of the office is 30
Yeah.
at least now.
yeah, I think Bone and Mitt are the only two under 30.
Okay.
Besides Beal.
And Beal.
Well, yeah, but Bill's
But
been
Bill's-
40 since
Bill's-
I met.
yeah,
him.
That's
exactly.
that is a good
Bingo.
point.
Yeah.
And you guys ever do that? You're real, like you spit
Oh, yeah.
into a cup or something,
Oh, yeah.
or Tony, you probably threw him some semen and they tell you your actual age?
Yeah, my real age. I'm about 3. My body's 3 years older than I should be.
Okay.
Oh, so yours went the wrong way.
Yep.
I think like Kim Kardashian was talking about it. Oh, she's like 41, but it says she's 27.
I want to get back to my actual age.
How do you do that?
You work out, eat healthy, get sleep, drink water, all that stuff.
What if you do all that and it says you're 55?
That won't happen. That's not how science works.
And plus, if that happens, that means, holy fuck, at 55, I'm going to be an ox.
It's true.
With that being said, I think we're going to wrap this one up. But you're right, Comment. I look forward to you. I hope I am around this earth when you are 55.
We will be.
I will watch you just cracking skulls everywhere you go.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I hope I'm not just cracking skulls. I hope I'm just kind of hanging out, like fishing and stuff. But if we're cracking skulls, that'd be cool too.
Okay, good. Well, you know what, boys? I appreciate you guys. I will see you again tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, you will.
I'll have a very safe drive home.
Thank you.
Very safe drive back here in the morning. I legit, I'm old enough now where I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I will never push through falling asleep.
I hope so.
Thank you.
The other thing is too,
Be
like where we are at this point, the biggest danger is just driving on the highway. Aside from that, you're right. You're kind of okay.
Be safe, because I had a dream about you, so just be safe.
You did. Right before we came on air, Tone told me he thought I was going to die in the next week and a half. Said he had a dream about me dying. As soon as 3, 2, boom, here we go. We're live on air. And Tone, oh yeah, hey, you're going to die in like 9 or 10 days. I had a dream about it, bud. All right, cool. I guess we'll just move on from that one. Flush that one. But Tone, not all dreams are real.
No, they aren't.
Amen.
Especially mine.
Some dreams are fucking nightmares.
That's true. Was it a nightmare for you, or was it a dream that I was dead?
It was a nightmare.
Okay.
I was a pallbearer.
How'd I die?
That was sick.
How'd I die?
Congrats.
Yes, congrats.
It was sick.
Hopefully you had your hat on, too.
Yeah, I
Sweet
did.
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Were you in the front or the back? Where were you
right in the
holding?
middle.
Right in the middle?
Mangold was in front of him just sobbing like a baby.
Yeah, Bobby.
Which I understand. I was too.
Yeah. Bobby was drinking a beer. He had a beer hat.
Aaron.
The dispenser
He would want
on.
this. AJ would want me to have a good time. You know what, Bob? I would want
Mr. Brown, the owner of the Bengals, was one of them.
Can you imagine?
You guys actually
He was here for 7 months.
You actually catered the meal afterwards from the Browns restaurant or the Bengals restaurant. Yeah.
Got a good restaurant down there.
Beautiful.
All right, boys.
Pete
Thank
Rose.
you guys in the back.
Pete Rose
Appreciate
was
you.
there.
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. He's watching down.
Yeah, he was with you.
Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle took you through, baby.
Boys, bring it in. Bring it in here. Here we go, boys. We'll have a great one tomorrow. I'll be back with some great things going on. Pat will be in Nashville tomorrow for game day.
Good job today, AJ.
Mizzou
Good
at
job,
Vandy.
AJ.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Team on me, team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.